and mints just cover it up. It's like spraying perfume on dirty laundry. It just doesn't solve the problem. This is where Zellman's Minty Mouth comes in. Zellman's is not just another mint. Zellman's tiny dual-action capsules are coated with a powerful, delicious mint filled with parsley seed oil, clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders, garlic, onions, coffee, even smoker's breath. With Zellman's, you get the confidence of fresh, clean breath that lasts for hours, because your breath should smell as fresh as your food. Zellman's is only available online. Go to Zellmans.com and use the promo code RADIO for 15% off your first order. ZELMINS, Zellmans.com, code RADIO for 15% off. Don't let bad breath ruin the moment.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. We offer HELOCs and home equity lines of credit with scores as low as 640. Find out if you're qualified today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
How'd you get your money so quick?
Hard Rock Bet's got lightning fast withdrawals.
Almost as fast as Dale Jr. valeting cars at this party.
Man, he's fast.
Hard Rock Bet's fast withdrawals have given me new motivation. Tips are appreciated.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 and up and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
You and your teen grew up in different times, but the struggle, it still feels the same. Research shows that teens who struggle with their mental health are more likely to use drugs and alcohol. An open and honest conversation can make a real difference for their well-being and reduce the risk of substance use. Get tips to get real at cdc.gov/freemind/parents.
You're great at protecting your data, but lots of places could still expose you to identity theft. If that happens, LifeLock gives you the U.S.-based restoration agent who will stick by your side from start to finish. Phone calls, filing documentation, preparing insurance claims. Your agent handles it all. In fact, they're so confident restoration is guaranteed or your money back. It's nice to have an expert like that on your side. Save up to 40% off your first year with promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Riding a Harley-Davidson motorcycle for the first time is something that's hard to describe. Whether it's the first ride that day or the first ride ever, you and your ride have become one. So head to Space Coast Harley-Davidson to find your first bike or your next during the motorized event. Buy a new Harley-Davidson with zero down and choose 0.99 for 36 months or 5.99 for 60 months. Find your freedom at 866-826-9072 or at spacecoastharley.com.
My name is Katie. I'm a Spectrum customer for mobile and internet, and I grew up on a farm and ranch in Nebraska, so I'm always cowgirling. Cowboy culture, you never want to pay more than you have to because there are so many expenses that go into farming and ranching. To have any efficiency on the farm, you need extreme connection and reception. I bet we save about $180 a month with Spectrum, and that's $2,100 for the whole year.
Real customers, real savings. Visit spectrum.com/save. Real customer testimonial, compensated, not scripted.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Wednesday, September 24th, 2025. Lots to get to today, from the Dallas Ice Sniper to a teacher is defended after a topless protest. And what did Jimmy Kimmel say last night on TV? Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Yo, yo.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Wednesday?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, hanging in there. You know, waking up another day. Another big crazy story where everybody's like, he's on your team. No, he's on your team. No, he's... And it's like, what, all right, I guess we're past the Jimmy Kimmel thing and on to the next one. And,
no, Jimmy Kimmel could totally tackle this thing. And
I think he might be playing it safe.
ABC suspends him indefinitely. Round and round we go. We could end up doing that, but... we'll see what happens. Right now, let's start as we always do. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to, let's see here. Oh, it's Greta. What's her face?
Van Fleet.
Thunberg, the little Thunberg girl. Well, she's not little anymore. I think she's a grown-up now. I think she's not educated because she didn't go to school because of the climate. But I think that she's an adult now, I believe. To double check to see if Greta... Thunberg is 18.
When she got famous, or at least went viral, she was 16.
Yeah, I think that was a while ago.
Yeah, she's 22 now.
Oh, okay, because she could drink, for God's sake. Anyway,
she lives in Sweden. She could probably drink for a while.
She doesn't care about the weather outside anymore, frightful as it may be.
Damn it.
Gotcha. And she's like obsessed over the Gaza stuff in Palestine. And so... she's been on this little flotilla, and her latest post is somebody is hacking the audio, like the radio for the boat she's on, and they just keep blasting ABBA over and over and over again. Here it is.
We don't know what it was exactly. And right now they're jamming our VHF, as you can hear.
I love this song.
Things are going well. From the sound, but other vessels are experiencing the same thing. They're jamming our radio.
I'm back on. Okay, I know you like ABBA, Sabrina, but this would be enough for me to quit whatever mission.
Is it just one ABBA song, or are they doing the entire?
Which song
do
they
greatest hits?
Do they have more than one?
Yes.
ABBA, to me, it's all like ding, ding. They all sound the same. I'm sorry.
Name one ABBA song, Sean.
Dancing Queen,
okay,
baby.
now I know for a fact you know another ABBA song.
I will also say that.
I do, but I don't remember it right now.
If you change your
mind,
I'll be first in line.
Take a chance on me.
Yeah, there you go.
You also have Winner Takes It All. You have Chiquitita. You have SOS. You have Fernando. I mean,
she's lost me. Chiquititas.
It's too disco. It's. I know some of it's catchy, but I think I would jump overboard if it was on my boat.
The money song that Sabrina always plays is ABBA, right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
This one right here? Yeah. Maybe this is the ship for me that she's stuck on.
Oh, God.
Now,
I don't know.
The whole point being that it's taking over the radio waves that would be used for emergencies.
Yeah, which I'm pretty sure is mega illegal. Not even just regular illegal, but
probably one of the harsher crimes in maritime law.
I think you can't do that. And one of the most amazing things is every once in a while there'll be somebody who does a fake Mayday on one of those radios.
Ooh, no,
and
you
boy,
don't fake Mayday.
No, they'll try to get you. They'll triangulate. They'll do whatever. And then if it's anything like that Secret Service bus, they'll really get you by arresting nobody and charging nobody after they find a bunch of rooms that were left behind.
Yeah. So watch out.
I bet it's so big of a concern not doing a false Mayday that I think any of those like GPS trackers that you can get if you're into extreme sports
Yeah.
Like hiking and stuff like that. They in the Mayday button has a cover that you have to lift up,
like a safety,
and like hold down. Yeah, it's like a safety thing, so you don't fake it.
I would never be taking that off in my life. Let's just be real. Nicole on YouTube says, who TF is Greta? The little climate goblin lady. The one who's very, very upset about the climate, but now onto the Israel and Palestine stuff. And they're trolling her. Allegedly, they're blasting music. And ABBA. I'm sorry. I can't do the ABBA stuff. I can't do it.
Could you tell Sabrina what song that was? From the
I can play it again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was the one. Don't go. It's the one that Sappy's Little
Go
Helpers.
breaking my heart.
No, that is not ABBA.
They wish it was ABBA. Then they would be jamming. This one right here. This is it.
We don't know what it is. And right now they're jamming our VHS, as you can hear.
The worst part is there's no bandwidth on those emergency radios. So it's like really thin audio.
Yeah.
It's not like a rounded out audio sound. No,
That's
thank you.
Lay All Your Love on Me.
Gotcha.
Is it? Okay. All right. Yeah. Hey,
Take
whatever
your
happened to
word
there?
for it.
Didn't they do some big giant thing? They were going to go do a hologram tour, and then I don't ever remember that happening. I don't remember.
They've been talking about it, and then last I heard is one of the main songwriters was like, "I love the AI. It's so easy to use."
Oh, great!
And that
Now
was
they're going to go full AI after this.
The holograms quit.
Yeah, enough is enough. Well, we've got this big incident that's unfurling and unfolding and, just happening in real time in Dallas, Texas. Somebody decided to wake up and choose violence this morning in the most extreme way. And I guess around like 6:30 a.m., someone got up onto a rooftop across from the ICE facility in Dallas, Texas, and then started firing off rounds with a sniper rifle. And now, again, I told you, immediately blame game, right? Like, oh, here you go. Is this yet another thing of these left-wing violence incidents? There's been a lot of them lately. But then people said, wait, tap the brakes. Maybe they weren't targeting the ICE officers. None of the ICE officers got shot. The detainees at the ICE facility got shot. Could it have been that it was some right-wing wacko that's like, I'm going to take out some of these detainees? Then came in the question mark theories where somebody said, what if the cartel was worried about these people getting deported? And I said, well, this is a stupid thing because the sniper allegedly died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. I don't think they'd send a cartel member up there to shoot him, and then they would, as part of the deal, kill themselves. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
That's usually not a cartel thing. It is a thing.
That's usually somebody who went there that day to commit a shooting, and then they're going to take themselves out at the end. And the first instance of this popping up on the wires that I saw was the Dallas Police Department here saying, on September 24th, 2025, at about 6:40 a.m., Dallas police responded to an assist officer call, and the preliminary investigation determined that a suspect opened fire at a government building, that's an ICE building, from an adjacent building. So it was on a rooftop nearby. This was early on. So at this time, they said 2 people were transported to the hospital with gunshot wounds. 1 victim died at the scene. The suspect is deceased. And they said, we'll hold a media briefing later today. Now, since then, there's been a lot of other pieces of info that have come out, a lot of other updates. And they've said it, multiple people are dead. I know there's a press conference rolling. Let me see if I catch up in real time if the press conference is going on yet. Because it was going to be a while ago.
Yeah, I don't think it's on yet.
It's not? Okay, they're still waiting, which is crazy because it was supposed to be like an hour ago. But when that press conference goes live, I'll bring it up so that we can see what they're saying about who is responsible, whether there was like a note left behind, if this is another political thing. I mean, I'm just going to be honest, it looks like a political thing, right? Like somebody
vibe.
Yeah, for whatever reason. It wasn't like somebody tripped and fell and shot some sniper rounds into a vehicle with ice inside. But yeah, we'll see. The latest I'm seeing here from NBC News as they're following this is 2 dead, suspect also dead. Victims are ICE detainees. No ICE officers were hurt in the shooting. But was that because the shooter just sucked at targeting the ICE officers and they really did want to kill them and they killed the detainees instead? Or were they targeting the detainees? It's embarrassing that we have to have these conversations.
Every day.
It's kind of where it is, at least right now. So we'll get into this and see what's happening. I know that one thing that was of note was the vice president popped in real early, and said the obsessive attack on law enforcement, particularly ICE, must stop. I'm praying for everybody hurt in this attack and for their families. I don't know if the vice president at that time, I'll assume that the vice president must have had more information and thought that this was indeed an attack that was targeting ICE. There were other people, including the Department of Homeland Security and Kristi Noem, that were saying right off, like, the violence against ICE needs to stop, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, we'll see. That's what we do around here. We'll sit back and wait and see what the information is. Two Poodle says, I need more information before I can comment. But what if it was a family member and it was a mercy killing? I mean, that doesn't make any sense either. Like, they're going to be deported. Bam! No. What makes sense is this person was either targeting ICE or this person was targeting immigrants.
That would
illegal
be
immigrants.
The most grim of mercy killing.
I know.
Of the history of, I think one of the more, I don't want to say famous, but one of the more newsworthy mercy killings in recent memory is the one with that old couple in Daytona,
Yeah.
And, it was such a sad situation that's what it had to come to for them. This is like, I don't want you to get deported, so
I don't know.
Gonna snipe you?
No,
when it came to that old couple, they talked about it ahead of time.
Yeah.
There was no warning to the detainees.
Yeah, and if you're going back to some country and somebody's like, it's so bad there, I'm going to kill you, like, that doesn't add up. That doesn't make sense. What we'll do is we'll wait and we'll see, and we'll bring you the information from the law enforcement.
Fingers.
Just I'll tweet irresponsibly. I mean, it's tempting. Like, sometimes I wake up in the morning, crack my knuckles, and want to tweet irresponsibly.
No, you got to do it before you go to bed.
Yeah,
you got to
wake up to a surprise.
Hit send and put the phone on the nightstand and just.
One of my theories is, as to sort of the climate online and offline as of late, is that as part of shame just disappearing in the United States of America and people lacking shame, which can be very useful in certain moments, but that lack of shame, I think, has led to people not caring about something that's always been important to me, and that is that you try to be right. You try to be right about things. You don't throw a prediction down unless you really think it's rooted in something. And then if you get something wrong, if you wake up and you're like, you see, it was your team, and then you get it miserably wrong, you feel stupid. You feel like you've lost something. You feel embarrassed. You feel shame. Nobody feels it anymore. They just keep tweeting right through it. They go on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. We're also going to talk about Jimmy Kimmel. His first show back was last night. Did he handle things the correct way? Was it not enough? Was it too much? What was it? We'll see.
Almost made a prediction yesterday.
Yeah.
And I would have been right.
Oh, save it. Save it, because we're going to go over that and see what he said and see how people reacted to that. We got what happened in court after the Trump assassin guy was found guilty, and a major media outlet made a huge mistake on that story. All those details coming up just in the first hour of the show. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's stop-and-go traffic on the Beach Line westbound before the Greenway due to an accident. The left lane's blocked there. A crash on Alafayette Trail at Science Drive's causing a bit of commotion. The right lane's blocked there. Look out for emergency crews on the roadways. On I-4, if that's a part of your commute, you're going to run into some familiar delays eastbound between Osceola Parkway and Apopka Vineland Road. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
Good morning, everybody. Chat, how are you? Check in, say hello. How are you doing? Press conference coming up momentarily on the ICE sniper shooting. Who was behind it? What was the motive? Shall be interesting. Jason says it's just stupid to be running their mouths and people don't even know the facts. It's like they're always looking for the gotcha moment. True. So true. Honestly, when I say that, I mean it. Like, I don't want to say something and then end up wrong. Because I get embarrassed. Like, I feel like it shrinks me. It shrinks my power vortex. And my power vortex grows when I get things right. And I always get things right. And I love that. I like to be right. But I'll admit when I'm wrong. And that's sort of like, I don't know, that's faded away.
My wife's hair takes like 3.5 hours. Why can't I take like half that?
Thank you, Tim. God bless. Hi, Christina. Hope Myrtle Beach is great. Hi, Marla. Hi, Jason. Hey, everybody. Hey, Charles. Jump on board, everybody.
For the lowest price anywhere, go to Wassey's Meat Market. They'll deliver and set up your big green egg so that you'll...
Obi-Wan Cannoli says, my power vortex is growing right now. You don't have to be creepy about it. Not everything is sexual. But sometimes those are attached. Christina says it's beautiful there. I mean, it is pretty gorgeous outside today. It makes me a little jelly that I'm not going to be out there. Courtney woke up and was like, it is beautiful outside. little tidbit that will tell you me versus Courtney. Courtney wakes up this morning. I've been up since about 5 a.m. I woke up and then had roast stuff going through my mind. I couldn't get back to sleep until like 7:30 or something. Courtney wakes up and she's like, it's absolutely beautiful outside. Like Mary Poppins or Snow White or something. It's beautiful outside. And I walk around the corner coming out of the shower and I'm like, there was an ICE shooting in Dallas, Texas. And I just completely, like, she's having this glorious, positive morning. And I'm like, there was a sniper on the roof in Dallas, Texas. Don't know who the motivation is here. I don't know what the motive is. AJ Soup says, beautiful, better than the wet-ass day we had yesterday. Yeah, yesterday afternoon was gross. All right, we are going to check in with this press conference on the ICE sniper. They are still delaying this. ICE appears to have deleted their post with an update on the Dallas office shooting. Unclear why. I don't know, like, did ICE and the vice president and all these people jump too early? Or did they know more? This is a very confusing thing that's unfolding. But we're going to watch it. We're going to see what's going on with that press conference. It's the start of Civil War II. Electric Boogaloo. Angie, hello, how are you? She says she can't find the stream. She's going to stay on Twitch. You know, YouTube pushed an algorithm update several weeks back, and it has not been great. It has not. I am a YouTube power user, and it has not been great. Hi. Hi. What are you doing? Oh, it's beautiful out there. It is. That's why I woke up today and told you how beautiful it was.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. And you said, there's an ICE shooting in New Jersey. All right,
Why do I sound like I'm from Jersey?
Hey, I'm from Dallas. From Jersey, Dallas. Okay, well, be safe out there.
Okay.
Hasta mañana. 2 minutes and we're coming back live on the show. Saul Bongino made a statement. Well, what'd he say? I mean, everybody hit the brakes. Like, this just happened like a couple hours ago, and people wanted to rush out the gate and be like, boom. And now let's say this person was like, I hate ICE, you know, defund ICE, and they were like a left-wing shooter. This is a significant thing. We've had a lot of political attacks in the last couple of months, and most of them have been from left-leaning ideologists. This would be another one. Or this is somebody just targeting immigrants. Now that seems weird as a theory too, right? Doesn't it? Why would a sniper be outside an ICE facility and shoot at illegal immigrants that are being deported? They're leaving. Unless the person was such an extremist and radical that they were like, no, them being deported is not enough. I want them to fear death when they're leaving or something. That, I don't know, something about that is not landing right with me, but we'll see what ends up happening here. If this shooter was trans, yeah, that wouldn't be great. That wouldn't be great. But let's not rush to any judgments. All right, I'm going to take a peek in. All right, here we go. Coming back right now.
Just get online, get real testosterone from real doctors with real great results. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com, or just dial pound 250 on your phone and say the keyword Red Mountain. It's Red Mountain Weight Loss.
Hey, this is Matt Jones. I'm Drew Franklin, and this is NFL Cover Zero. We're just here to try to give you an NFL perspective a little bit different.
Did you see the Colts pretzel? That was my other big takeaway from that game.
What was that? Oh, my. We think NFL coverage should be informative and entertaining. And twice a week, that is exactly what you're going to get. Open up your free iHeartRadio app, search NFL Cover Zero with Matt Jones and Drew Franklin, and listen now.
Need more animals, more gators, and more fun? Y'all need Gatorland.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This
So many things happening in the world, and you have landed smack dab in the world's most viral newsroom. Learn more about the show over on the website. That is at thenewsjunkie.com. I can't believe that this is a side quest today and a distraction, but there's a boatload of stories about the stupid escalator breaking at the United Nations yesterday.
You mean the act of sabotage?
And there's accusations that like somebody purposely broke the escalator, and then no, that's not true. And I will tell you, for as much impact and success as the Trump administration had in their first like 8 months or so, they are so bad at getting caught up in these stupid little side arguments. So bad at getting caught up in these distractions. There's distractions like literally everywhere. It reminds me of the crowd size inauguration thing where you were like, you don't have your eye on the prize. Just keep moving forward with things you're doing that people like, and then don't do things that people don't like, and then popularity will swell, or it won't.
Egos get in the way.
Well, what happens is like petty stuff matters. Like, honest to God, if I had to give Trump some quick advice, one thing would be, forget about these late night guys. It's in its death throes. Anyways, the amount of people watching is higher than ever right now because of the attention put on it, but will dwindle and go back to the lows that it was at within a couple of weeks here. That's what's going to happen. Like, why do you care about these people? Why are you so obsessed over like old fashioned television? Get over it. That would be a smart thing. But no, we're fighting today about escalators. So we'll get into that in just a little bit. I see that the press conference has started.
Yes.
Let me go back here. Okay, actually, I'm just going live. Here we go. Let's see what this time. Here's the press conference on this ICE facility shooting in Dallas.
By thanking our partners in local law enforcement, specifically the Dallas Police Department, for their quick and timely response. I can confirm at this time that the FBI is investigating this incident as an act of targeted violence. It is unfortunately just the most recent example we've seen of targeted violence, to include here in North Texas, where back on July 4th, we saw a coordinated attack carried out against an immigration detention center in Alvarado, Texas. What I can also share with you is that early evidence that we've seen from rounds that were found near the suspected
engravings
contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature.
Engravings
again. This is just the most recent example of this type of attack. This will be a whole of government response. There will be no resource not utilized to bring all those individuals who are responsible to bring them to justice and to hold them accountable. While we're not releasing identities of any victims at this time,
the name's already out there.
What I can confirm for you is no members of law enforcement were hurt during this attack. If any member of the public has information that would help the FBI's investigation, I would ask that you please report that to 1-800-CALL-FBI. Again, any piece of information will be helpful, but this will be an ongoing investigation between us, a number of federal partners, and our local partners, again, to ensure that anyone responsible is held accountable. With that, I will turn it over to my counterpart from the ICE Enforcement and Removal Office.
All right. He's saying there was engravings on the bullets that were against ICE.
Good morning. My name is Joshua Johnson. I'm the acting field office director for ICE Dallas. I'll be brief with my comments, but I do want to start off by saying thank you to the Dallas Police Department, Dallas FBI, HSI.
By the way, little aside for you guys that most people won't pick up on. Earlier this morning on scanner traffic, they mentioned this guy, Joshua Johnson, and people erroneously suggested that he was the shooter. So the guy who's speaking right now was identified online as the shooter for like 30 minutes or something, and people were like, we're looking up all his info.
Real quick while we're stopped, maybe this should just be a blanket kind of caution to everyone. If you see people engraving bullets, maybe throw up some red flags.
Yeah, that's all we have. They didn't say what was on it, but what did he say? Anti-ICE messages or something on the bullets, which if that's the case, there's another case of it would be, if that pans out, left-wing violence, right? And another case of engravings on the bullets. All these things are very, very bad. But what an absolute maniac to open fire and end up killing the immigrants, multiple illegal immigrants at the ICE facility killed. No ICE officers that this lunatic was firing at apparently killed. But you killed the people that you thought you were there to be the savior for. Like, how
I feel
insane.
like we're missing something.
How insane is this? Well, I'm just going off what they said at the press conference. He's saying there were anti-ICE messages on the bullets. If that was the case, and then he just opened fire, they said there was like a van or something involved. They just opened fire on the van thinking it was all ICE officers, and then ended up hitting these illegal immigrants that were inside. You're killing the people. You're like the animal rights activists that go to the mink farm and cut the fence open. And then all the mink rush out into traffic and elsewhere and end up getting killed because of you trying to do the right thing. Like, what an absolute, I don't know. It's just insane to see some of this stuff. It's early, but that's what they've said so far. They've said that there were engravings on the shell casings for this sniper outside of this ICE facility that killed multiple people in Dallas. Let's see what the press conference has for us here.
CBP, ATF, and virtually every law enforcement officer in North Texas for your support. This is the second time I've had to stand in front of you and talk about a shooter at one of my facilities. And I think that the takeaway from all of this is that the rhetoric has to stop. There are people out there who are seeing what is being placed online, and they're coming and they're doing acts of violence against ICE employees. So that's kind of all I have for today, is that it's just got to stop. It's dangerous, and people are losing their lives.
Duh.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for coming. We really appreciate it.
All right, that's it. They're going to wrap it up after that. It was quick.
Ted Cruz is talking right now, but I'm not sure what he's saying. I love when advice like that's given, as if the next shooter is going to hear that message and say, you know what, we should stop.
Well,
crazy people won't listen to nobody.
I don't know about that. I think when you see these like public and mass shootings, a lot of times it is the case that these people are deranged, mentally ill people, right? So, like, let's say Stoneman Douglas, for God's sake, you take one of those incidents. The shooter at Stoneman Douglas High School was a crazy person mostly, and a deranged individual who took a gun and shot all the poor kids at that school, right? Other attacks aren't like that. Like, I don't think for a second the guy who attacked Pulse was insane. I don't think he was out of his mind. I think he knew exactly what he was doing. I think a lot of these other situations, like the guy who killed Charlie Kirk, I don't think there's any signs at all that that person was insane. I think he carried out a political attack that he thought was just and the right thing to do based on a lot of stuff that he had been radicalized around.
So take out the crazy person comment. I'm like speaking of that gentleman that last spoke saying, we got to stop this. Mm-hmm. You know, people are dying. The next shooter that may be watching this is not going to take that piece and decide not to go shooting. Like,
do you think people can turn down the temperature? Like, do you think there could be a moment where everybody goes, all right, look, this is out of hand, obviously?
I would hope so.
I would also hope so. But let's be honest, now we're doing the engraving of the bullets.
By the way, let's I wanted to mention that. I'm glad you brought that back up because I just forgot. But I wanted to mention that as something of note here. So we have, going back a couple of incidents, we have one, apparently, this is very early, but this ICE shooter in Dallas apparently engraved some things on the shell casings that were anti-ICE. Okay, let's shelve that. The Charlie Kirk shooter, we know, left behind rounds with various messages, some of them memes, some of them catch fascist or whatever, and left behind those messages. The transgender shooter in, I think, Antioch, and a couple other before that had left behind messages either on shell casings or on their guns. I might be wrong, but I feel like that whole trend is relatively new.
Brand
new.
I do
not remember that happening.
The first person that I could think of was Luigi Mangione.
Yes, some messages on his bullets too. Yeah. But that just shows you how much of this is people being absolutely influenced by the people before them and the people before them. And that, you know, I've said before on this show, you have no idea how many people were inspired by those Columbine shooters. I wish that would have happened in a vacuum and nobody would have ever talked about it, because the amount of things that happen afterwards that were directly attributed to it, it is a pretty frustrating thing, but that's a new trend, I think.
And I might be totally wrong on this, but I felt like with Mangione, they said that in his case, words were written on the bullets, like maybe in Sharpie or something. But the engraving thing has like taken it to a new level. Like maybe I could fit some more of my message on here if I to put this under a magnifying glass and
memes and jokes too.
Yeah.
Right? The La Havarasta on Twitch misses the point. This is not new. They painted things on bombs back in the day. This is just not this. This is not the same. This is people who are radicalized on various issues. The issues are, there's a couple of them: immigration, Israel-Palestine, transgender rights, and that kind of stuff. Other issues that have people like really, really fired up. The rhetoric around those issues is insane, absolutely unhinged. Nobody just says that they disagree with the other person. They call them the worst of the worst, Nazi this or that, and they inflame tensions 10,000 times more. And then they specifically are taking cues from other events by engraving or writing messages on their guns or their bullets. And you can say, like, they're taking a note from people who wrote something on bombs earlier. It's not the same. This is a way, much like a manifesto, to leave something behind that's found almost immediately, where you don't need your manifesto to be released. I would possibly say it might be because all these shooters want their messages to get out. They want this information to be spread around. They're accelerationists to a certain extent, most of them. And they've seen in some cases, like the church shooter, the transgender church shooter, where the feds and the law enforcement locally in Nashville held back her manifesto forever. And finally, some like conservative YouTuber or something leaked out the manifesto because they didn't want to release it. I think it might be the case that some people are like, well, if I leave this info behind, I don't want the investigators to suppress it, so I want to leave something immediate. That's my guess on this. I don't know if that's correct, but that's what I'm seeing. We'll see if there's any more press conferences throughout the day, but that's, another one of these unfortunate attacks like this.
Also, I feel as though, and correct me if I'm wrong. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is just
I will.
My opinion. Yeah, like I need to tell you. I feel as though writing your name on bombs as a person of the military is like a different thing, because you're not trying to send any sort of message along with the bomb. That bomb is going to explode. Whatever message you had is not going to be very legible at the end of this exercise. Whereas I think in the shell casings pop off, you pick them up, you read the message, and, the guy gets his point across, I guess.
All right, go ahead.
The shell casings, though, with the exception of the one that killed Charlie Kirk, they were not used bullets, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Those were ones that he left with the gun in the woods. What I was going to say is some of this is also probably about control. I'll tell you a story that stuck with me for my whole life. I remember being younger when the Beltway sniper started shooting people in D.C., in and around D.C.
Mm-hmm.
John Malcolm and his son Lee, I forgot. But they were using a vehicle, and they were shooting from the vehicle at random people who were like filling up their gas tanks and stuff. And they started leaving behind clues. And the reason why they were doing this was because they wanted to watch the press conferences about what they were doing and see that they were controlling what the police were saying. And so at one point, he had the sniper had left a message behind, and the cops had gone up to the microphone and they were like, the sniper has told us to say shucky ducky, or like some weird thing that didn't make any sense at all. But they just wanted them to say it, just like at the press conference for the shooting of and killing of Charlie Kirk, where the guy went up there and said, if you read this, you're gay. The shooter wanted somebody to have to read that, to like exert power over them and meme in that moment. So I think this is like a mini manifesto type thing that might be popping up out there, but we'll take your thoughts on it too. We'll get into the escalators. We'll see what's happening with that, because yes, that's another incident out there. We got some laughs and gaffes on the way, I assure you, and we'll see what's happening in your world. All that coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. It's like a live podcast that happens every afternoon on your radio. The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business.
Hey, everybody. Skull mic activated. Full-on retard alert in chat with Deshaun's Gone MAGA. Incredibly MAGA to talk about things as they're actually released. Okay, we have about 4 minutes and we're back live. We'll give you any updates going on that. I mean, what an insane thing. Bootsy says I show up and the retard alert goes off. It wasn't targeted at you.
Guys, those power bills are going up and up, and if you are...
I wish more people noticed self-reports. Like, notice when you say something that actually reflects on yourself as opposed to the target that you're launching it at. You might learn something. That's the drizzle alert? True.
Solar installers in Florida, that's where they shine. You call them up, they design and install the solar system built for your home.
Guys, we got news about the roast coming up probably at the top of the hour, maybe 12:15, or I don't know. Might have to push it back to right after the next episode, depending on how things go here. But we have updates about the roast. Lots of questions answered. Lots of things that you can expect. We did a tour of the venue yesterday. Awesome. Super excited for this event.
Call 407-777-5050. 407-777-5050, or find them online at solarinstallersoflorida.com.
Roast beef? No. But the guy at Dr. Phillips Center, he goes, who's getting roasted? And I go, I am. And he goes, why? What, are you retiring or something? And I'm like, should there not be a roast until somebody retires? Is that... should I not be... Should I put this off? Does this have to wait until retirement? Looks like he wrote on a bullet with a ballpoint pen. Have they released the bullets? Have they released photos of the shells? Oh, they did. Okay. Hang on. It literally says anti-ice on one of the shells. It literally says anti-ice, which, oh boy, do I know, some people are going to say that's way too on the nose. Aren't you? Yeah, it literally says anti-ice. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see when I share things on my phone? Anti-ice on the bullet. It's blurry to begin with, but I'll show it when we come back. 2 minutes, and we're coming back live. You know what sucks, man? What sucks is, for a long time, the nut jobs were like relegated to the internet and Reddit and 4chan and message boards and just like online channels. And you could always say, well, just go out into the real world and, disconnect from that stuff. And that's still mostly true. But now there is really, as they said at that press conference, there's clearly a spillover of people from the internet angry about this spilling out into the real world. And you can't ignore that there must be this empowering force behind people who might be tilting or on the edge about whether or not they want to engage in a political attack, and then seeing after somebody else does it, there's at least some sort of groundswell of support for the shooter, with people who agree with this kind of stuff, people supporting the bloodshed. Don't tell me if somebody's on the fence about this, that's not going to move the needle. It will. 90 seconds. Yes, you can see the phone? Okay, good. Is it not right on the nose? Well, it is right on the nose. Saying anti-ice on the bullet, I don't know what else they would have put. F-ice, whatever. I don't know what you would be expecting. Like now, I could just see it already spinning up. I could see people saying, oh, this is some sort of false flag attack. The guy wanted to make it look like he was targeting ICE to have another left-wing attacker, but really he killed the immigrants because, I could see it. Okay, we're coming back. There was no D-pick. Don't buy the hype chat, okay? There was no nudity on my phone. Here we go. Which one?
Who will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535. 800-511-3535.
Storms coming? Prep with Gorilla Tape. It's tough, weather resistant, and sticks to rough and uneven surfaces. Patch, hold, seal, and protect. Gorilla Tape holds strong in wind and rain. Gorilla Tape. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
High diving face first into the world's most viral newsroom. This is
stories of the day. We have a lot to talk about today, as you might imagine. Boy, has it been a pretty wild couple of months here, even on the show. Stick with us to keep up with everything happening in the world as per usual. Subscribe to the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. Hey, podcasters. Hey there. We love you. We appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with us each day on the podcast. I want to move on to some other things here, but first, the FBI director, and I can already see where all of this is going. I've watched so many of these stories now that I know exactly where it's going. The FBI director said this morning, just before 7 a.m. local time, an individual fired multiple rounds at a Dallas, Texas ICE facility, killing one, wounding several others before taking his own life. Everybody's on the ground. While investigation is ongoing, initial review of the evidence shows an ideological motive behind the attack. One of the unspent shell casings was engraved with anti-ICE messaging. More updates will be forthcoming. And then the director of the FBI sends the photo of the bullets from this shooter at the ICE facility. And on the bullets left behind on the rooftop where the sniper was, who shot at these folks and killed a couple, it says anti-ICE on the bullet, which I can already see where this is going to go. It isn't that quite on the nose. It just happens. It says anti-ICE. There was, the most generic messaging you could ever think. I don't know if there's anything else on here. It looks like there could be some other things scrawled.
Yeah, it does look like
the
it's
bullets.
Maybe Sharpied on, but I don't know if it's exactly engraved.
Yeah, or with a pen or something. We can't really see, but it looks like there might be other messages on there. The bullets are wet and they're on the rooftop where this person was, and it just says anti-ICE. But it's inevitably going to happen that they're going to go, oh yeah, false flag here. This is look. They wanted to do this to stir up more drama, blah, blah. But the big clamp down, all of that stuff, I'm sure, is going to come out of this. But it looks like there was messaging against ICE on these bullets. It doesn't make a lot of sense considering the person just shot and killed a couple of illegal immigrants that were going to be deported. That seems to be kind of against their messaging. But, ill-planned, I guess you might say. And now another incident of this political violence that we've been looking at. So we'll keep an eye on this. If anything new comes in, we'll tell you about it. We'll talk about it. We'll take your thoughts, et cetera, et cetera. Right now, let's talk about the escalator. It's the talk of the town. People are talking about it. I have had some experiences with this recently. One of the spookiest things. Oh, I don't know if I could find this. Hang on. Give me a second here. I went to Disney Springs recently. And
spookiest place on earth.
When Courtney and I were leaving, the escalator on the way out was broken, and the whole thing shut down. Escalator's just stairs, and I didn't freak out necessarily. That is I'm angry at you, yada yada yada.
Temporarily stairs.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I didn't.
Sorry for the convenience.
So sharp though, such sharp stairs.
Oh God, yeah. I gotta. I don't know if I'll be able to find this, but I had, that's what I'm looking for. I don't know if it's buried in this. Celine, if you could find that, send me my own photo, which is a weird thing to ask you for.
Okay.
Yeah. I took a photo of this escalator at downtown Disney, and Courtney and I are going, why is this escalator down? Why is this broken? What's happening here? Just like happened to Trump. And on the way out, I look and I see somebody's shoe is perfectly stuck in the end of the down escalator, or the up escalator actually, but in the escalator that was down for repair, and it was right at the end. That part where you're supposed to pick up your feet, and they tell you whoa, I get a little scared, I hop a little bit. The part right where you exit the escalator on the second floor, somebody's shoe was stuck in there like they got raptured out of it. It was pinned in.
The rapture did happen.
And stuck in there, and I looked at it, I was like, what the hell? Absolutely bizarre and very strange. Did you find that, C-Lane?
Yeah, I just sent it to the chat, right. The group threads.
It's going through the interwebs. It's going to take some time. We'll get to that momentarily. First, let's go over to this. Here is the moment, I guess, when the escalator broke. President and the First Lady, they're walking onto the escalator. Is it working? It's working now. Oh, it stopped right away.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's why they felt it was intentional. Trump felt they did this on purpose.
Did they look on top and see if somebody hit the red button that says emergency stop?
There must have been somebody on the other side because nobody's doing anything down here. And right when they get on, it's working. They're both on and stops. Melania did kind of jerk a little bit, almost like she was going to fall forward when it stopped abruptly.
Is is Trump and the gentleman behind him don't know what to do next.
I think they might have had a little like crotch to butt ram thing when it's like it stops abruptly. Like what? See, he's pretty close. And whoa!
I like to look around here.
Is it, what am I? Can I take my hands off the railing?
Trump, why did you cancel the meeting with Chuck Schumer?
Oh no! And now he's trapped. He's trapped. The escalator's not working, so they can start to yell questions at him. And Trump thought that this was
that was your
strategic.
chance, and you went for why did you cancel the meeting with Chuck Schumer?
Right. Yeah. Hang on, I got this finally sealed, I think. Yeah, here is what I was talking about. Right at the end of the escalator, look at this person. There was somebody's shoe. It's not even a crock, which they usually complain about. Somebody's shoe got in the teeth of the thing. Yeah, somebody, and like I pulled their feet right out of it and just jettisoned out and said, "Forget this. I'm leaving." I don't know if this had happened to somebody at the top when Trump was on, or if it was something more nefarious, somebody trying to put a stop to what he was going on to. But this person has a story to tell. They have a tale to tell at the moment.
If you asked the Trump administration, at least, it would be something more nefarious. They had absolutely sabotaged escalator.
Yeah, and here's what Trump said afterwards.
All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen. But she's in great shape.
Okay.
We're both in good shape. We both stood. And then a teleprompter that didn't work. These are the two things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter.
A saboteur, they claim, on the loose to put a stop to this. And I think this was some discussion on this on Fox this morning. Let's see what they said about it.
Caroline, it does appear to be sabotage with the escalator and the teleprompter. What is the White House going to do about that?
Well, Jesse, that's definitely what it appears to be to me. And that's why
that's the White House spokeswoman, right, by the way. And if you're to believe this, like I just try to think out everything and use my brain a little bit. That's a weird level of sabotage.
Yeah.
That is a weird level of sabotage. Like, I don't have much power, but I'm going to shut down the escalator, turn it into steps.
That under the umbrella of sabotage versus like little prank, little inconvenience. Sabotaging, he could just keep walking up what is now stairs.
It seems more likely it was just a fail. Maybe their building's a little old and they have some problems. I think they have a reason why. I think that the UN building is firing back and saying, here's why this actually happened. But hang on.
A statement earlier. Well, there was some concerning reporting over the weekend from the London Times, as you pointed out, that UN globalist staffers were basically plotting to set up the president of the United States. And first it was the escalator. Then it was the teleprompter. And then Katie Pavlich from Town Hall, who we offered a seat in the press pool to cover the president's historic speech today, noticed that the audio inside of the room was much lower and different for the president of the United States.
Come on! They're shooting people out there. They're shooting them. Run with the big stuff. My God, this is so petty. This is like they sabotaged the escalator and the teleprompter and the volume.
Oh, what?
The volume was too low. It doesn't make sense.
So dumb.
The United Nations says, note to correspondence on escalators. All right, let's see what they say. In answers to the many questions received about the escalator incident this morning involving the President of the United States and the First Lady, I have the following information to share. President Trump, accompanied by the First Lady and delegation, arrived at the UNHQ building this morning and entered through the delegates' entrance. After passing through the security gates, President Trump and the First Lady approached the escalator. In an effort to document their arrival, a videographer from the U.S. delegation stepped onto the escalator ahead of the President and First Lady. As the videographer, who was traveling backwards up the escalator, reached the top, the First Lady, followed by President Trump, each mounted the steps at the bottom. At that moment, the escalator came to a stop. Our technician who was at the location reset the escalator as soon as the delegation had climbed up to the second floor. A subsequent investigation, including a readout of the machine's CPU, indicated a built-in safety mechanism on the comb step was triggered at the top of the escalator. So the videographer must have hit something that inadvertently stopped the escalator, and then they had to fire it up. So he was
it's not hard to stop one of those things because of the potential for danger if it is too hard to stop them. Yeah. I bet you that shoe you saw, unless you got another angle of it, I bet it didn't get chewed up very much.
You think it initially, if there's something that goes in there, it just stops immediately?
Except if
it makes
lady's
sense.
hair.
If there's too much resistance, well, yeah, the hair might not be enough resistance.
We've seen that. Well, we've talked about it in the past.
But if there's too much resistance in the movement, there's a fail safe that'll stop it. I know this because I used to get on the people mover and lean really hard on the armrest, and that thing would just stop.
All right.
And everybody would be like, whoa, what happened? I'm like, not me.
I did it. That's what they're saying happened. We still got so much more to get into today. We'll get to your reaction on a lot of things that we're talking about. Dispatches are coming in hot and heavy. But when we come back, we have to talk about a big media mistake with the Trump golf course assassin guy, the guy that tried to shoot Trump, and what he tried to do right after the verdict in the courtroom. He tried to stab himself, but we'll talk about how this occurred. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
The defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles are in Tampa to face the Bucs this Sunday. Coverage starts at 12 noon on Real Radio 104.1 and the free iHeartRadio app. Presented by First Horizon Bank and Renewal by Anderson, official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
From the Klausman Law Traffic Center,
Hello.
Immediate lane closures in that area.
Damn.
Slow down if you see them.
Go.
The roadways.
Hang on, what's that?
There's some slowdowns
Hello?
through that music.
Do you still get inside radio emails?
I think.
Science.
I got one today that was just a full-page ad for Hot 97.
Line at 866.
Maybe they're just going for money these days. Maybe.
This report is
It's a little weird. Just Hot 97 where hip hop lives. I was like, oh, what happened with Hot 97? And I clicked it. It's just a poster.
We don't have that kind of advertising budget around here, unfortunately.
No.
Unbelievable. Did you see the photos of the shooter?
For more information,
No.
Hang on.
realradio.fm/rules. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt.
Warning.
Sometimes injuries
The photos of the shooter. Are we skull micing? We're skull micing, right? Yeah. They have released the photos of the shooter in Dallas who shot at the ICE facility. His name's Joshua. He's 29 years old, or he was. And he is covered in blood. I'm not going to show you on the stream. But he's laid out with blood all over him on this rooftop. And that's the way they found him, I guess.
Serving Central Florida since 1959. Houston
Hang on.
delivers expert care with every roof. Enjoy VIP treatment and get 15% off your new roof this month. Real craftsmen, real experts, real roofers. Schedule your free.
All right, back in a couple of minutes. But this story is developing, and obviously we'll give you updates on it as it goes. I'm sure right now, with furious typing fingers, people are searching up this guy's social media posts. They may find information. He may have posted stuff and left it behind. We'll see. Hey, YouTube people. Hey, Twitch people.
Testosterone is back, baby. Thanks to Red Mountain Weight Loss. Man, it was really low, and I called Red Mountain Weight Loss and got my testosterone where it needs to be. And I gotta tell you, when your testosterone is right, you feel a lot better. You don't feel sluggish anymore.
I'm not on X. I don't see gory pics or videos. Yeah, you probably don't want to click this then. It's pretty gory. It looks like he got shot in his arm, like his right bicep, because there's blood all right here as he's on the ground. But I think he put the rifle in his mouth and then fell like this in it. Not to be too graphic. Is Facebook up live right now with the show? No. Facebook's algorithm, it doesn't do much for pushing live, so I don't want to risk copyright issues on that platform. I post videos over there and other things, and I'm going to be posting much more on all different social media platforms moving forward throughout the rest of this year and forward into my career. But no streaming on there until things change with their algo. 3 minutes. BDMX Con says, no, he blew his brains out. His face is distorted. Looks like the blood is all from that. Yeah, I believe so. What a way to have a Wednesday, huh? Let me ask you a question, chat. Do you think the President of the United States, do you think Trump should have a speech from the White House or do some sort of event where Trump talks about turning the heat down, turning the pressure down? I've heard a lot of people, specifically on the left, saying, why isn't the President of the United States denouncing this and saying we should turn down the heat? A lot of people have been suggesting that. The streamer Destiny has been saying that quite a bit. It lands with a thud with a lot of people right of center on Team Red, because those people are going to go, why on earth are our people having to apologize when it's left of center people who seemingly are behind this spate of violence? But do you think, with that said, that Trump should have some sort of speech where he talks about toning down the rhetoric, coming together as Americans? Do you think he should do that, yes or no, in chat? Should Trump say something about the rhetoric, yes or no? The left won't listen to him? I mean, I guess if for nothing else, maybe it would take that out of the equation. You'd be like, the president did say to turn down the rhetoric. But then what do you do? Because I don't think that any of that's going to do much. I think what we're seeing is the after effects of shit tons of radicalization, where a giant chunk of the country is now pretty extreme in their views. Trump started this dialogue months ago at the inauguration. All he does is promote hate and division. I hate my opponent. He would never. He loves the chaos. If Trump says cut it out, they'll only amp it up. Well, I mean, the people that have been doing this in the past several weeks almost exclusively seem to have been people who don't like Trump unless this turns out to be different. 1 minute. I think he should, but he won't, says Miss Loosh. I think he should, but he won't, she says. I think if he addresses this publicly, he would do the opposite. He'll reprimand. Reprimand. So you think Trump will be like, we have a violence problem, we have a dialogue problem, we have a rhetoric problem, and then push it all on left-wing people? I mean, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if we got like a presser or a White House live-streamed event to discuss this situation. All right, here we go. Coming back.
Promo code THRIVE to save $50.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Radio! 104.1.
On the bright side, we're not dead yet. You're listening to the news.
You can find out more about this show. It's called The News Junkie. The website's easy to find, considering that. Go over on your keyboard and just type The News Junkie with an IE on the end.com. Thank you for being with us today. Tons of stuff going on. We're watching this sniper attack in Dallas, Texas, and more apparent political violence going on there. We got a bunch of twists and turns to go down. We'll have some fun along the way. We got some stories from yesterday because we were doing a run through for the roast. We'll do that. We'll tell you what's going on with the roast and some stuff happening behind the scenes. And we'll do that right after the next episode, actually. That'll be on the way in a bit. But yesterday was the verdict. Very quickly, I forgot how long. One of you mentioned
2
it.
hours.
2 hours it took? 2 hours for the jury to come back and say that the guy who tried to kill Trump on the golf course was guilty. Didn't do a great job defending himself, I guess. And then...
you think like
he tried to kill himself with a pen?
With like a ballpoint?
I guess so. Yeah,
right in the neck.
Yeah, he tried to stab himself in the neck with a pen. What were we going to say, Seeley?
I'm curious if anybody has done the numbers, because it would be a lot of research, and I don't even know where you would start. I mean, I know you would start, but on the win rate of people who defend themselves in anything other than like a traffic ticket.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a good idea. I don't know that this guy had any shot whatsoever. Like, he might have been screwed from the jump, but because he did it, because he was guilty, you know? But yeah, he was found guilty. And then as he's hearing this with his panel of attorneys and stuff, or the people who were with him, I guess, even though he represented himself, he grabs a ballpoint pen and starts like jabbing at his throat, trying to kill himself before he heads off to jail. They stopped him from doing that, and they brought him out of the courtroom. And then I saw that there was a big mistake. This caused a lot of people to freak out, but I think I can explain what was going on here. Hang on, let me see if I can bring this up. But the New York Times accidentally published an article that said, "Man found not guilty trying to assassinate Trump in Florida."
Wow, what? Why would you do that?
Dewey defeats Truman all over again, for those of you who are history buffs and know about news. In a surprise verdict, a federal jury acquitted Ryan Ruth of attempting to assassinate a major presidential candidate last year.
So it wasn't just a typo. They had the article ready to go.
Bingo. Yes. And I think sometimes you look at this, and especially if you're like Team Red, you probably look at this and go, you see, they were rooting for him. They wanted that to happen. I don't think that was the motivation here.
No,
I think these news outlets, they have huge crews, and they want the moment that verdict comes out, they're hitting publish on both options, whichever option's right.
Right. And that makes sense. I mean, to compare it to, I don't know, Super Bowl, for example, they have both the teams' hats. And their logo with champions underneath ready to go.
Yeah.
And celebrity deaths. There is an entire archive, is not the right word, but an entire stockpile of celebrities that are looking to die, in the next year or so, ready to go.
Obits.
Yep, they got him in the can.
That's how Sean got in trouble for predicting Michael Jackson's death.
True story. Yes. Yeah. At that time, they were wandering around the Tribune newsroom saying, "Hey, we're getting our obits ready. We're tightening them up. Who do you think is going to die soon?" And this was the day that Michael Jackson died. And I said, Michael Jackson. And they said, what? This guy's an idiot. And I said, he's looking really frail. Something's wrong with Michael Jackson. Within 4 hours, Michael Jackson was dead. And then they were all like voodoo scared of me in the Tribune newsroom for a while because they thought I had. It's like now when I talk about hurricanes not hitting the United States.
A lot of people are voodoo scared of you. There was that. There was that guy whose wife you banged in his dreams.
Whoa, yeah, that's true.
Or no, you went to the strip club with her.
I did. I went to the strip club with her husband. I did not.
But she had a dream that she hooked up with you.
She had a dream. This was my program director or assistant program director in Chicago. He got married, and right after he was married, about within the first couple of months, he had never hung out with me outside of the station. And I have no idea who his wife was, but she had a dream that him and I went out to a strip club together, and they got in a fight over the dream that he went to the strip club with me, and it led to their divorce. And then he was like, awkward with me afterwards because of what Dream Sean did. I'm like, I didn't do anything. But anyhow, it all comes back to this is not evidence that the New York Times is like some sort of crazy partisan outlet. They are to a certain extent.
They hit the wrong button, though,
and that's their audience that they aim for, and that's their demographic that they're going for is usually on one side of the political aisle. But this is not because they were wishing that the Trump assassin dude who tried to kill him on the golf course was gonna be found not guilty. I really just don't believe that. I think that this just happened on accident.
This says in like the preview for it, in a surprise verdict of federal jury. Now, if it had said in a huge win for democracy, a federal jury has acquitted, that maybe we could accuse
smiley
them
emoji
being a little more slanted than they already are. That Sabrina used the Super Bowl analogy, which I was kind of thinking of football games too, but in a different way, because it's clear that somebody at the New York Times just hit the wrong button.
Yeah, I think so.
And now hopefully they label them a little bit more clearly.
And
not dead.
And like at like a Super Bowl thing, you could easily hit the wrong button that was like wrong team wins. Like all the graphics package explodes on the screen, congratulating the wrong team for being the champion.
Yeah, and then if they afterwards said, you wanted the other team to win. Like, no.
We were prepared for both scenarios, and somebody who is no longer employed just hit the wrong button.
By the way, it's interesting that it says print edition in the wrong article that was posted on the New York Times about the Trump would-be assassin, because they probably were preparing that not necessarily just for digital, but if late at night the news breaks that this guy, Ryan Ruth, was found not guilty or guilty, they want to have it in the newspaper the next day. So you write that stuff ahead of time, and then you pop back into it and you add little tidbits and stuff to make it fresh. That's just how the news works, folks. All right. One thing that most people will probably never understand is all of these news websites. Let me give you a little insight here. Let's say you're talking about a local news station, or even something like the Orlando Sentinel, the New York Post, like whatever. There's somebody who is the web editor at all times. There's somebody who's on the clock as the web editor. And they literally have a little panel open that's next to them. I've used this many, many, many times. And it's a wire for whatever access you have. Maybe you have Reuters, maybe you have Associated Press, maybe you have Agent France News, maybe you have, or Agent France Press, maybe you have CNN's wire. There's lots of different options. And that updates in real time. And so you'll see like, bling, something pops up. Now it probably breaks on Twitter before it breaks here, but it used to be that's where you saw the news before everybody else. And then they literally just take it and drag and drop it into the portion of the homepage where they want that article to show up. And that's how news works. I mean, on a very basic level, that's how things are actually happening out there. But there they go. They were hit pretty hard with people saying, you got it wrong. And just a weird story all the way around about that guy. Loved hearing from his daughter. They went to his daughter, the Trump golf course assassin dude, and they said, what are your thoughts on your father in this case? And she's like, my father is very misunderstood. He's a very sweet and lovely man, and people just don't understand him. And I'm thinking, like, I don't know. Your dad seems a little prone to wild outbursts here, just from what I'm grabbing.
Isn't her brother in some legal trouble as well? Like, wasn't he saying that he wanted to put his son on the stand? And it was like his son is in another state for
kid stuff. Yeah.
Boy, Thanksgiving's going to be weird.
Quite a ride.
It's going to be lonely.
All right, let's see what's going on. MSNBC talking about this ICE incident over in Dallas, Texas. Here we go.
Inspired? Are you worried about copycats?
Yes. I don't know if the rooftop trend is going to be a thing. I mean, it could just be coincidental that the best vantage point just happened to be elevated positions in this case. But people emulating this kind of attack.
This is Christopher O'Leary, a former FBI senior official, talking on MSNBC.
Is certainly a concern. The irony with the writing, the first time we really saw that was Brenton Tarrant in the Christchurch shooting in a mosque in New Zealand. And he was a fierce, white supremacist and neo-Nazi, fierce. And wrote all over his weapon and his rounds very hateful information. So to see this coming from potentially the other side of the political spectrum.
Okay, they trace it back further than I did, and I think he's actually correct on that. I think it was this Australia mosque shooter who might have been the one who first did the messages on the shell casings.
I can't keep foreign shootings. I got enough domestic ones to worry about.
Yeah, that's very true and very frightening at the same time. But here we are regardless. Let's see if there's any other updates on this. They said 3 people were shot. 2 people are dead, including the shooter. There's photos of the shooter going around. I should have probably warned the both of you when I put that into our group chat. But
they did not. They just show it, even in the thumbnail.
Yeah,
Sean during the break, Sabrina said, "Oh, have you seen the photos?" I said, "No," and he goes, "Warning," and I go, "Oh." He said, "Warning" to me. Sabrina's not in the room. But he must be sending this just to me.
Out loud. Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know. I was just saying it down the line. I was saying it to the headphones.
I'd say more on X that we are not blurring that out at all, or allowing you to say, okay, let's go.
You know what the weird thing is, Sabrina? Actually, I clicked it after I sent it, and then it said censored graphic photo, and I had to click to uncensor it. But when you put it into a text message, it automatically pulls in the thumbnail. That's not censored. And you're like, I don't know if you figured this out just yet. Maybe there's an issue there.
So it turns out this person had the same name as the chief or the person that was speaking?
Very close. It's very close. Yeah. And the shooter in this case is now, the name is floating around. I'm sure people are feverishly searching for social media posts from this person. They had an anti-ice message on the bullets that they found on the rooftop. They've posted this all over the place online. It almost looks like it was done with a pen, although my brain tells me like you couldn't write on a bullet with a pen, but it kind of looks like they used a pen, honestly, and wrote on these
permanent
bullets.
Marker.
Yeah, something like that. It's just as anti-ice on the actual bullet, and looks like more politically motivated violence, which has been a problem. And so I asked the question to everybody in chat. I was like, do you think Trump will come out and have some sort of speech on this? I know Trump would say, like, why do I need to address this? It's not coming from my side over and over and over again. I know that's what he would say if you asked him. But, I mean, for me, I'm like, we should pull all the levers possible to try to cool things down. The internet is spilling over into real life. People are so mad and think they're so morally right about the horrors that they believe are unfolding in this country that they're actually killing people. That they're killing people because they believe it's the right and just thing to do. And then other people are celebrating it. We saw that with Luigi Mangione. We saw that with some people responding to Charlie Kirk's murder. We've seen that. Well, I'm sure we'll see some. Well, this probably won't be. It won't be celebrated in the same way because the person, it seems, accidentally killed 2 illegal immigrants. Killed 2 people that weren't ICE officers.
I thought they rolled it back to 1 person. It said 1 dead.
They're saying they're including him and the 2 dead.
It says 2 dead, including suspect, in the NBC News headline that I'm looking at here. So
this person was just trying to create chaos in that. Let's see what we can, stir up, what unfolds when I write something. And because all I'm seeing is that 1 message. The rest of the bullets don't seem to have anything on it.
To me, it looked like there was more messages on the bullets, but you couldn't read them because of the placement of where they were in this photograph. But I don't know.
So
there might not be anything else on there. Well, I mean, you're headed into conspiracy territory, but maybe. I have no idea. To me, I'm going off of what I see. They said there's a anti-ice message on the bullets, and this person shot at this facility. It makes more sense to me that way. It makes more sense because otherwise, I don't know why they would be shooting at these officers to begin with. I feel like they would just have done this in a place where there weren't any of the illegal immigrants that they were trying to save. I don't know. It just doesn't add up that way. But as I said, I'm sure those people are just like completely scouring the internet for all the posts and all that stuff. And we'll learn more as the day goes on. But what do you think? Let us know. Send us a dispatch over on thenewsjunkie.com. Let's see what we got here. In fact, let's work on our first dispatch. Here's Shark Bait.
Hey there, junkies. What's going on? I just wanted to share some good news. I know that you guys know a little bit about my life, just gone through a divorce a couple years ago and, just dealing with that and being solo and, having a good time just discovering me again.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, this shark bait has been caught. I was asked to be someone's girlfriend the other day. It's something new for me and
Shark
pretty
bait
nervous, but really excited to see where this goes. And I just wanted to share my news. So talk to you soon.
Well, congratulations, you. Look at you go, Shark Bait. Congrats.
Send pic.
Some good news on a day with much in the other direction. But we're going to find a lot to discuss and go over when we come back. An absolutely unhinged police chase that we need to bring up. We got the next episode on the way. And also, after the next episode, we're going to tell you about what happened with the roast and our visit to the facility yesterday and all the things that we learned about the upcoming roast event. So we'll give you that information as well. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
I remember one time this girl was like, "Hey, like it'll be hot. We were swimming." She's like, "Kiss me underwater," and I almost died.
Damn it.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
Traffic's getting by a little bit better now on Florida's Turnpike northbound, approaching Oakland Exchange. Crews have moved that disabled truck off to the shoulder. Just slow down near that area. On I-4, there's still some delays eastbound between Osceola Parkway and Apopka Vineland Road. There's no serious accidents on the major roadways really affecting your ride at the moment, but if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Duke's Mayo. Duke's, it's got twang.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about good mayo. Duke's Mayo. It'll make any dish sing. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Hey there, friend. I hope you're having a great Wednesday. The week, almost half behind us. We got a little bit of wind in our sails right now, so that's good news. But if you happen to get any bad news, like say you walk into the house and it feels a little warmer than it should, you need to make sure everything is in good shape for the rest of the year. We're headed towards the finish line. The fun months, fall is going to be upon us. Perfect time to call Mills Air. They will come, one of their technicians, which are the best out there, respectful, incredibly knowledgeable. And they're going to explain things to you in a way that makes sense. And they're going to take your AC and get it fixed like new. If they can't, a new carrier might be in order, and they will get you huge rebates if that's the approach that you need to take because your AC is really down and out. But what I want you to do, if you're ready for or wondering about being ready for the end of the year, maybe cooler temps even approaching, perfect time to get a little checkup, a little preventative maintenance. How do you do that? Give them a call at Mills Air, 407-277-1159. 407-277-1159, or go to the website, millsair.com.
iHeartRadio brings you Global Citizen Festival 2025 from New York City at Central Park's Great Lawn. Live performances from Shakira, Cardi B, Tyla, Ira Starr, Mariah the Scientist, Camilo, and many more. All hosted by Hugh Jackman. Join the movement changing the world at globalcitizenfestival.com. Hear the entire festival live all day this Saturday on the free iHeart app's Global Citizen Radio and on Hit Nation at 10 p.m. Eastern.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Hey, everybody. Skull mic activated. So it looks like the building where that sniper shot from was about 500 feet away or so. It's pretty close. I'm checking out the social media post of this guy.
Somebody say hit.
Whoa, Ray Lewis. We were just saying if your bet hits.
You know I love a good form tackle.
We know, Ray. We know.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Blow with us. New players bet $5, get 150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole.
Yikes. Hang on, I gotta find this. Jeez. No, that's not right.
What sets International Diamond Center apart from those big box
1 second.
stores? All the big chain stores is that they're all run by corporate. IDC owner Keith LeClaire. That means the people at the store level just plain don't care much. At IDC, you're not dealing with a bunch of retail clerks. You're working with a true jewelry professional who's not on commission and not beholden to a bunch of corporate dictated rules.
So there's another person on social media with the same name, obviously, as the ICE shooter in Dallas, Texas. And that person is currently having quite the day. People are like tagging him and all his friends and saying, you know, he's the shooter, he's a terrorist. And he's like, it's not me, it's not me. And obviously, if somebody's still posting from the account with that name after the shooter is dead on the rooftop, it's just another person with the same name having a rough day. 2 minutes and we're coming back live. Keith says the problem is people only hear what they want to hear. True. Very, very true. People absolutely feel that way. And if it's something really bad that makes their side, Team Red or Team Blue, look bad, then they'll put up with it and you say it's bad or whatever for a little while. But then if too much time goes by and we're talking about it, it'll be like, let's move on. We need to move past this. Why are we so focused on this? There's a rejection in that way too. I think the problem is truly that there are a decent amount of people who are incredibly radicalized, and there's a lot of that radicalization popping up on the left side of the political spectrum right now. Unless something changes with this guy, he would be added to that list. I hate AC companies that do shit jobs. Same. All I can tell you is every time I've worked with Mills Air, for real, awesome people. Leon Mills is a literally awesome guy. If you ever met him out somewhere or hung out with him, he is salt of the earth, really, really great dude who runs the company the right way. That's why I love him. 1 minute. We've been fighting here in chat, Sean. Is the New York Times right or left? Who is in the chat saying the New York Times is right? Raise your hand. If you think the New York Times is right wing in chat, raise your cop to that. Is there anybody actually saying that? I don't believe it. If you think the New York Times is right wing, you're pretty far out there on the left. Because, yeah, that's not even a close call. Here we go.
.com. Go get it! The new season of the NFL lives on iHeartRadio.
Will McDonald, that's a jet touchdown!
Local stations bring you the action live.
Touchdown Tampa Bay!
Plus, fantasy advice and expert analysis with the official NFL Podcast Network.
A strip sack, a lot recovery.
Everything you love about football is on the iHeartRadio app.
Throws to the end zone. Caught, beat it, touchdown! Chargers!
Search NFL to dive in.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime. One dime down at RC Hill Mitsubishi in DeLand. Just go to rchill.com.
The game of magnets, taking over the world one terrible person at a time.
Horrible, no good day. I'll tell you what's happening in just a moment here, and you can learn more about the show. Subscribe to the podcast in case you miss anything over at thenewsjunkie.com. Looking at this, I see that there's a person on Twitter /X right now who has the same name as the Dallas ICE shooter.
Oh, again?
Oh, God, are they having a day? They've already had to change their bio to not the ICE shooter. They do have the same name, but just for the record, they're still posting. And the person, after the photos I've seen, who was involved in this Dallas ICE sniper thing, is not going to be posting online anymore. All right?
No.
Person is dead. They are not posting online. But people are saying, here is the ICE shooter. And he's saying, wrong guy, dummy, delete. Not only could this tard not do a terrorism right, he couldn't even do the meme right. And somebody's saying, grow up. He's like, he has to tell everybody, hey, this is not me. I am not the one. Rip Bozo. Somebody said, wrong guy, dummy. Like, his whole
Does he
feed
look like
is
him, kind of?
I don't think so. I mean, like, he's a white guy. They're both like white dudes or whatever, but he doesn't look shockingly like him to me. It's just some young guy, and his entire social media now, because he has the same name as the shooter in Dallas, not doing so well, to say the very least. Meanwhile, some information coming out that Apple TV has like put a pause on some series that they were going to release. And I have to wonder, is it related to like all this like political stuff going on, like the political attacks and whatnot?
What series?
Because it's a series on Apple TV that was going to be released called The Savant.
Oh, I
S-A-V-A-N-T.
just saw the trailer for that because the morning show just started back up, and I'm pretty sure it was in the preview.
I forgot the morning show is still around. Yes, Jessica Chastain is in this
I know
series.
exactly which one you're talking about.
What do I know her from? Because I know
so
the name
much.
Jessica Chastain for sure.
And you'd recognize her immediately. I mean,
She's in this Savant. Let me see. Jessica Chastain.
She's been in The Help, Interstellar.
Oh, yeah.
She
She's
was the
very
daughter
familiar.
in Interstellar, Molly's Game, Zero Dark 30.
It
to name a few.
Chapter 2 I've seen. The Martian I've seen. I think I might know her from those, perhaps, but she's in a lot of stuff.
Interstellar, I thought.
I did.
was the
Not
daughter.
too long ago. Okay. Yeah. So huge part of that, honestly. Jessica Michael Chastain, Academy Award winner, and they were going to put her in this new series called The Savant on Apple Plus, but now they've said no. It was going to release on Friday, and they've stopped it. They completely removed the release date. And can you find like a rundown of what the show is supposed to be about? Because there must be some crossover here.
Well, she says she's told people she's not aligned with Apple TV Plus's decision to postpone The Savant, and says the show's message is more urgent than ever.
Yeah, so the Savant, she plays an undercover investigator known as the Savant that's balancing life at home with tracking online hate groups to stop domestic extremists before they act.
Well, I mean, she's right. There's a lot of this happening right now. There's a lot of people attacking for political reasons right now. It says she's an investigator who infiltrates online hate groups to disrupt potential acts of violence in the U.S. I wonder if they did this, and in this series, it's all targeting like right-wing extremists or something, and then, or they just think because there's attacks going on, now's a bad time to do a show about attacks.
I mean, maybe there are parts of it that are too real.
It could be.
Like when they had that episode of the what was the hacker guy?
Mr. Robot?
Mr. Robot. They had the episode of Mr. Robot that they postponed because some guy did a straight up Bud Dwyer in the episode, and there was a shooting that morning.
That's right. Yeah. Whenever they get on edge about this stuff, they'll say, hold on, what are we about to release here? And is it going to cause an issue? Chastain has publicly acknowledged the relevance of the show's subject matter, saying, I hate that this show is relevant. I hate it. I hate that there are mass acts of violence. But maybe through this conversation, through unearthing this darkness in society, then we're going to work together to fix it. I mean, in one way, like if this is just about the actual things that are happening out there, it seems like a fantastic time to release that. It seems like it's not glorifying things.
Well, we haven't seen the first episode yet.
No, and
They
you
don't
might
want
not.
the Kimmel effect.
You might not. You might never see that. Wow. I would imagine they only show it for a while.
This is kind of nuts. That said, I wanted to reach out, this is her, and let you know that we're not aligned on the decision to pause the release of Savant. In the last 5 years since we've been making the show, we've seen an unfortunate amount of violence in the United States. They've been making this show for 5 years.
Jesus.
That sucks. They were so ready to do it.
That's not crazy from like the absolute genesis point of a show to the outcome.
Right.
Like they haven't been filming it for 5 years.
No, probably not. But still, I mean, if that's her statement, then she stars it, but she also executive produced it. So maybe she has had a lot of
writing,
time investment in this as well.
Yeah, she says this story says although official reviews are under embargo, so people who have seen it can't say anything about it because there's a publishing embargo. That they do that with movies and stuff. So a reviewer goes to see a movie and they say you can't say anything until Friday or till next Friday or whatever, they give them a date. People have seen this, but they can't talk about it because of the embargo. You can violate the embargo and publish your story. You're not going to get in trouble or something, but they will reduce your access in the future. So journalists usually don't do that. But somebody's whispering saying that the series is an unflinching look at white supremacist extremism and the frequency of extremist attacks in the U.S. between 94 and 2020. So I don't know. Maybe that like kind of doesn't match up with the type of violence that we're seeing right now. And they think people will get upset because they'll go, oh, we have this kind of violence and your series is still focused on. I don't know. I don't know exactly why they decided to do this, but Apple has made a decision to postpone that show at least for the moment. And we'll keep an eye on that. Real quickly, before we find out what's on the next episode, this police chase video that has been released in Washington is so unhinged. There are cops driving down the road, initiating a stop here. All right. Car takes off. It's an Audi. Car ends up down the road. There's a bridge. Goes through the block. Over the bridge that was opening. I'll put this on See It Now. All right, here it is. The car goes over the bridge as it was in the up position. Right here. Airborne, Dukes of Hazzard style. Which,
not bad.
They got away for a little bit, but the police ended up catching up, smashed the whole front window out and everything. I'm going to pop this up on See It Now so you can take a look. What's coming up on the next episode?
Oh, here you go. It is what's coming up on the next episode. How would you like to get paid big bucks with an asterisk to rate, watch, and rank scary movies? I've got a job for you.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, and very weird timing, ICE tried to appeal to a younger audience recently with a particular theme song attached to their arrest videos. Plus, fresh off the not getting their way with the Kimmel ousting, the Trump administration is gearing up to battle South Park. Whose authority are we going to respect? All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Good Sauce with Ross and Joel. At 9, it's Real Laughs, followed by Real Music Weekends at 10 on Real Radio 104.1 and on your free iHeartRadio app.
Go Mike activated, hang tight. Questions for you.
Hot and humid temperatures. Highs will actually be approaching the mid-90s. A high of 93 degrees today in Orlando. We'll still be expecting some scattered showers and storms, about a 30 to 40% chance. These will not be a complete and total washout, but we do expect higher chances of rain as we head towards the end.
Questions for you.
And even into the weekend. From the Fox News
Question number 1.
I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is
In California, they have just passed a regulation signed by the governor, Gavin Newsom, which disallows ICE members from using a mask to cover their face and hide their identity when ICE is operating in California. So, per California law, beginning actually not now, but beginning in 2026, ICE agents aren't legally under state law allowed to wear masks that hide their identity. The first part of the question is, do you agree with that, yes or no? That ICE agents should not be wearing masks? Do you agree with that? ICE agents should not be wearing masks, is the claim from California. I agree. I do not agree.
And who can navigate the
No, let's see their faces. Well, if pro-Palestine people can wear them. Fed regulations override state laws. That's true, and I think that they are saying they're going to ignore the California law. I agree. No. Any of you who agree that the ICE officers should not be able to wear masks covering their face, are you swayed in any way by the idea that this may have been an attack on these ICE members where they were trying to execute them? Does that sway you in any way to think like, well, maybe there is a risk to their lives and this person killed the wrong people, but he was trying to shoot these ICE officers? I think it's going to provide some very solid defense for the ICE officers that would like to continue blocking their faces. No, just like undercover agents wear them. At the News Junkie, our techs write on metal with Sharpies quite often, especially for warranties. Really, thank you. They wear their masks to conceal their identity because they do other jobs. Bootsy says, I feel like the masks embolden them sometimes. That could be true. That could be absolutely true. The problem is now that's going to be a hard argument to make if there's people literally trying to murder them, trying to assassinate them from rooftops, snipers and stuff. No, imagine if you were an agent, would you want your face shown? Good question. Good question. I agree. That's interesting. BDMX.com with a good point too. But law enforcement who are masking their identity should need a number or some identifier in case of abuses. That seems fair. And the problem is unhinged lunatics are very, very eager to dox all of the information of anybody with ICE. Again, if I sound like a parrot repeating myself, it's because these are key points. The key points are that people are radicalized so much. Let's take ICE as an example. ICE equals Nazi. ICE equals fascism. ICE equals hate. To go after the ICE people becomes the morally right thing to do, and they're very confused in my mind world. And so somebody, the craziest amongst them, go out there and try to attack somebody. So the ICE officers are like, they're trying to dox us, they're trying to kill us. Why would we want to show our faces? And the people who are against ICE are like, you're too coward to show your faces because you don't really even believe what you're dealing with. 1 minute. Erica says, if you're trying to snatch me or someone else off the street and shove me into a van, yes, I'm going to want to see some identification other than the vest you bought online. Well, I mean, you can verify that people are who they say they are rather than random kidnappers on the street, but it's bad, period. What's bad? The wearing the mask? Even if they're being targeted? All right, here we go. We're coming back for the next episode and then roast details. Right after the next episode.
Fresh, clean breath, and it lasts for hours. Backed by a love-it-or-your-money-back guarantee. Zellman's is only available online, so go to Zellmans.com. That's Zellmins.com. Use the code RADIO for 15% off your first order. That's Zellmans.com, code RADIO.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Your direct line to the heroes that saved Canada that one time.
Lots of stuff happening in the world as per usual. It's been a wild ride the last couple of months, and we're keeping you up to date on everything going on, all things viral in the world. To learn more about the show over on thenewsjunkie.com. All right, friends, let's do it. Here we go. let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
You ever had a Krispy Kreme?
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, was it crispy?
Smoke weed every day.
Hold up. Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
The next episode brought to you by someone who's also pretty crispy. If by crispy I mean cool. And that's
Crispy
not Morgan.
sounds cool.
Crispy is cool, except when you're like 80 and you're
Then that's
describing
not
your
good.
leathery
No.
skin. But I am saying this guy is cool. He is very smart. And he's going to help you make those big life decisions like refinancing or buying your first dream home. Of course, I speak of the legend himself, that mortgage guy, Don. Start the process today. Work with a man who will bring you peace of mind by going to thatmortgaguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don.
So crispy. Speaking
They're
of
not really crispy. Isn't that the thing? That they're really not crispy.
That's why it's with a K.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's a crab with a K. It's always very, very disconcerting. But I'm sorry. Go back to it.
37 years ago, 1988, this might also be filed under disconcerting. This fella right here.
James Brown.
And he, that is correct, got up off his thing and led a police on a high-speed chase.
Oh,
on this
yeah?
day through
Damn.
Georgia and South Carolina while high on PCP.
Yeah.
No, he was high on love. He said
Living in America.
That was the greatest interview
It's a
ever.
man's world. He was arrested and sentenced to 6 years in prison for weapons possession and assaulting his wife. He served 3 years and got out on good behavior.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Now a little bit more on the Kimmel front. He returned to late night last night in his monologue, which from what I understand was 30 minutes long.
Was it really?
Something along those lines. He said he never meant to mock the death of Charlie Kirk and also went at President Trump and the FCC for targeting him. I sent you the video.
All right, let's see. Here's one of the clips of Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, it's
I
not all
don't think
30
what
minutes.
I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about changing anyone's mind. But I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human, and that is you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it, and I still do. If you're just joining us, we are preempting your regularly scheduled encore episode of Celebrity Family Feud to bring you this special report. I'm happy to be here tonight with you. I'm not sure who had a weirder 48 hours, me or the CEO of Tylenol.
So he had jokes, but he addressed what was going on.
Yeah,
I thought he handled it.
Got choked up. Imagine getting choked up and knowing or that millions of people are watching that right now. Like what a strange feeling.
Well, it's not his first time.
He does cry. He's a crier.
Well, that's one of the things. People respond to this stuff and they're like, "Oh, he's fake crying," and like I don't really like Jimmy Kimmel that much, but
I don't
there's
think he
people
was
who just
fake crying.
No, I don't think so at all. I think there were people who were saying that Charlie Kirk's widow was fake crying at the memorial. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? Like some people just get emotional over
Memorial
things
mania.
like their loved one being murdered. I don't think that every person crying is a fake cry.
That was the thing that I almost mentioned yesterday. I was like, I wonder if he's
Memorial
going to
Mania?
cry.
Oh, that.
You would have been right.
And then, yeah, I was correct. But
We should have prop bet on it or something.
I would say that he didn't say, I'm sorry. You know, he didn't use the words, I apologize. But he did sort of clarify his statements and maybe walk back a little bit of what might have been inferred there.
To be clear, he said, it wasn't my intention to tie the shooter to any sort of political ideology.
Nor did he want to mock the death of Charlie Kirk.
Yes. And I think he's right about it. He posted nice stuff about Charlie Kirk and his family. He's just like, he's a left-wing guy. That's what he is. That's what he is on that show. It's not going to change. He's not going to change and pretend that he's not.
Now, speaking of the other wing, someone who has in the past, and correct me if I'm wrong, has been a prominent backer of Donald Trump, and that is Joe Rogan.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah,
and
yeah.
recently, he has spoken about the suspension on Jimmy Kimmel. Of course, this has now been lifted, and he kind of has a bit of a message for those other right-wingers.
Speaking of adapting, like this whole Jimmy Kimmel situation that is happening right now.
Yeah, wild.
Very.
Who's this guy, by the way? Who's the second guy? Because I was editing this clip, and he just echoes everything that Joe Rogan says.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. That's exactly
I
what he
can't
does.
see.
I had to edit it, so I don't have the video for you.
Okay.
So just, everyone close your eyes unless you're driving, and picture Joe Rogan.
Very wild. Like, first of all, I definitely don't think that the government should be involved ever in dictating what a comedian can or cannot say in a monologue. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Now, if the problem is the companies, if they're being pressured by the government, so if that's real, and if people on the right are like, yeah, go get them, oh my God, you're crazy. You're crazy for supporting this because this will be used on you. You don't think that the globalist lizard people who run the world are sitting here going, great, what do we got, 3 years? We'll wait this out. Wait this out. Yeah. Let them say the government should be involved in censoring people's speech. Yeah. Let them support that. Let these dumbasses, because Jimmy Kimmel's a leftist, let these dumbasses think it's a good idea and we should celebrate.
Yeah! Andrew Santino, I think, is the comedian who is on with him.
I like him.
I believe.
From, Bad Friends.
Yeah.
And-
Just watched his latest stand-up, by the way, which was good.
And did you hear the news that they're not bringing back Dave?
No, really?
He confirmed that it's not coming back. So left us fully on a cliffhanger, I guess,
Unbelievable.
forever. And to wrap up the Kimmel commentary for now, someone, of course, that wanted to make her comment.
Oh, Roseanne!
Oh, yeah. Wait for it.
I thought the bitch was white.
She said it was a double standard that ABC allowed Jimmy Kimmel to come back because they didn't allow her to come back after all that Ambien tweeting she did. I got my whole life ruined, no forgiveness, all of my work stolen, called a racist for time and eternity for racially misgendering someone. She lamented, it just shows how they think it's a double standard. And there you have it, my friends. Oh, gosh, time do be flying when you're talking about Kimmel. I will leave you with this. It's oddly timed, but in the news nonetheless. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, also known as ICE, they've been posting some social media videos. We've talked about quite a few of them since everything.
I saw the Pokemon one. They had a Gotta Catch 'Em All Pokemon one they posted.
Yeah, that was it. That's what I was going to talk
sorry.
about.
I thought you were talking about the other one.
Nope, it was the Pokemon one.
I thought you were going to talk about how the comedian podcaster guy is mad because they're using him.
Which one?
Who's the one he calls a ferret a stretch squirrel, a stretch limousine squirrel or something? I don't know. It's weird.
The Theo Von?
Theo Von, because they started using clips of Theo Von, and he didn't like it. He said, "Stop posting my videos on this stuff."
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't know if Pokemon has added to the commentary, but there is videos of "Gotta catch 'em all" is the caption, and they're trying to appeal to, I guess, a younger audience or just elder millennials like myself or Sean. Either way, it has got over 30 million views and another 3.8 million on TikTok. On the Boob Tube, if you don't want to look at social media, we've got the 49th. That's right, 49th season premiere of Survivor. How?
Jesus. Well, they've
49
done
is
double
insane.
up. Yeah, they've done double up seasons.
Second season premiere of The Golden Bachelor. The series premiere of Law & Order Toronto, Criminal Intent. Fourth season premiere of The Floor. Series premiere of 99 to Beat on Fox. America's Got Talent, Shark Tank, and episode 5 for realsies of South Park on Comedy Central. Mark Wahlberg will be on Fallon, and you follow your dreams of me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. Most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. When we come back, we'll give you the latest on this incident in Dallas that we've been watching. Disney makes a wild move. Then there's a teacher who is in trouble for a topless protest, which, okay, we'll talk about what this teacher was doing, what she's up to, what's going on.
Not the one that we watched earlier this week?
I don't think we got a potentially a new one. Maybe we'll see. And the reaction to that's really interesting. But most importantly, when we come back, some new info and behind the scenes details about the roast. We did a tour of the venue yesterday. We'll talk about some questions that you've had for us and a whole lot more. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Join Jack Angel and Ray Trendley from TK Law on the Bucks Bus. Details at realradio.fm/bus.
There's a crash getting cleared up on Highway 472. There's some slowdowns.
Go, Mike.
Amusement Park area, congestion.
Activated.
See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline.
Somebody emailed.
Line at 866-676-8477 from the traffic center of James, Birmingham.
Talking about the ABBA situation. It said it's in London. Hello? How was it out there? Less sweaty than normal.
So what are you waiting?
Still sweaty.
Check Allstate first for a
It's hot?
day. You're in good hands.
It's bad out there?
Sure.
Do you like ABBA or no?
I mean, I wouldn't want to listen to it all day, but I don't mind it.
Okay.
I saw Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia. I've never seen it. What else is going on? Nothing? Okay. God bless. He says the ABBA show is in London. ABBA yes or ABBA no in chat? Are we fans? ABBA yes or ABBA no? I'm firmly in the ABBA no category. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cause any offense for you ABBA fans. I just can't lie. I don't like it. ABBA no, ABBA yes, 1,000%. ABBA yes? Dispatch Dan is ABBA yes? Come on! Kay John says ABBA yes? Where are my ABBA no's? Some breaking news in the ICE attack in Dallas. Breaking. 2 detainees were killed and 1 is in serious condition. No ICE agents were shot or injured. 2 detainees killed, 1 is in serious condition. No ICE agents were shot or killed. Attack kind of backfired, you might say. Yabba dabba no. Dispatch Dan is a cultured bitch? I don't know. Is it more cultured to say that you like ABBA? It's so like, it gets stuck in your head. It sounds like a lot of people are singing it at once. It doesn't sound like one lead singer. Meatloaf sucks as well? Watch your mouth. Meatloaf sucks? That's the hottest take of the day. Meatloaf is pretty solid. Meatloaf's the food and the singer. Both C pluses for sure. Meatloaf has like one good song, Chaos in? Bullshit. Meatloaf has Bat Out of Hell, which is undeniably a good song. And then I Won't Do That, which is like, come on. Everybody's going to sing it if it's on at the bar. And then others. Other songs. ABBA, is that the band that sings No Rain? No. No, it's not. Charles says Meatloaf is baked hamburgers. All right. Don't get me started on my air fryer tape. What was the movie where he was a psycho truck driver? Well, he had bitch tits in one movie. Bob. His name is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson. Don't you talk shit on an air fryer? I'm not talking shit. I agree the air fryers are great. They reheat everything better than the microwave 10,000%. Pizza, wings, put all of it in the air fryer, genius. So good. But, that considered, it's just a toaster oven with a fan. It's a convection toaster oven, all right? Vicky, good point. From the three-point line, Vicky says, Paradise by the Dashboard Lights. Another good one. Meatloaf's songs, I would give a C+. But to me, they all sound like they could be from a musical. Like it sounded very musically inclined and big and fanciful. A little twinge of gay. Just a little twinge in there. But he won't do that. True, I will end with Meatloaf. Good suggestion. The air fryer reheats far better than the microwave? Absolutely it does. 100%. All right, everything else seems to be, everybody's reporting the same stuff over and over on this ICE shooting. We have 1 minute, we're coming back. We're going to get back to the latest from the Dallas situation. We'll get back to more of the Kimmel fallout and responses, everything else going on. But next, we visited the Dr. Phillips Center for the roast, and we got to talk about that. We got some info for you. TheNewsJunkie.com/roast, TheNewsJunkie.com/roast. We got info for you in 30 seconds.
Visible. I've seen it too many times. A client hires the wrong attorney who just wants to get fast cash. You've already gotten hurt in the accident. Don't get hurt again. Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com or give me a call at 1-800-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Your front row seat to the most viral stories in the world.
This here is the News Junkie, and you can follow all of us, myself, Sabrina C-Lane. Follow everybody on all social platforms at thenewsjunkie.com/share. We got a big event coming up. October 30th is the date, friends. It's an exclusive event. It's going to be fantastic. It's the roast of Sean Wasson. Yes, that's me. And it was really interesting to go yesterday to Judson's Live to go do another walkthrough of the venue, which is just, I mean, it's so chef's kiss. It's like a really beautiful venue for a high-end event like this.
Absolutely. And everyone's got their ass together, to say it the best way possible.
They're professional. Yeah, they're
cannot
very,
wait to work with them.
Yeah, I'm excited. The venue is so fantastic. It's so perfect for what we have going on. And for those of you who want to go and have a real amazing once-in-a-lifetime experience with us, this is going to be just absolutely the best place we could possibly do it. But we had an event, or we had like a walkthrough, I guess, with the Dr. Phillips Center people. And so we went over there yesterday, and I tried to get the show done, finally get something to eat, because I don't eat anything until after the show. Like right now, I've had nothing to eat. I won't have anything to eat until the show is done.
You don't have breakfast?
No, never eat breakfast. No, I never eat breakfast. I don't eat usually.
The most important meal of the day.
I know, and I turned it down. I'm a wild man. And I wait until after the show every day, and then I have my sticky rice and chicken and pretzels.
Turkey sandwich out, huh?
That's
You're a changed man.
That's been by the wayside for a long time. Once I discovered the sticky rice concoction, it's so perfect. So I wait all day, and then I said, right after the show, I'm going to eat as fast as I can, post the podcast as fast as I possibly can, and then get in the car and haul ass over to the venue so we could do a walkthrough for this roast event. And the guy at the venue had already said he was running like 10 minutes behind. So I go, okay, I think I'm all right. I pull in, Sabrina and Selim are already there. And I walk up to the front entrance of Judson's Live, this beautiful like front entrance walk up. And as soon as I get there, it's like, I get a text message in the group text between all of us. It's like, hey, dummy, you went the wrong way. And I'm like, what? What?
You didn't read any of the correspondence leading up to?
Zero of the correspondence read.
I was driving the car. I just drove and parked, and then I got out and walked to go in the entrance, and I see like a message from Sabrina and Sealine. It's like, hey, you went the wrong way, dummy. And I'm going, oh, okay. And they go over here and turn right. And so I turn
not
right.
that door. Nope.
Yeah, and then as I'm walking by stuff, they're like, nope, not that door. Keep going. I grab the door handle and they're like, nope, that's not it. You got to keep going and then take a right. And I'm like, what in the Jason Bourne is going on here?
Security.
They were texting me through every step that I was making. Little did I know they were sitting there watching me on some security
we
screen.
weren't the only ones. The really cool security guards were also there watching with us.
Also, high quality screens.
Yeah.
Like the camera system for the Dr. Phillips Center.
2K easily.
Don't mess with them.
In the Situation Room, they got a similar setup, and they're just watching whatever's happening. Except for on this one, it's me like Mr. Magoo, not being able to find the venue for the roast event like an idiot. But I eventually made it in there, and they brought us through and showed us everything.
It was weirder for me because I was first, and I read the correspondence ahead of time. And it was like, you got to pull into Bay 3. I was like, all right, Bay 3. And then I asked the security guard that like is parked at the entrance.
Right.
And I was like, hey, we're here for this and this and that. I'm with this company. They said Bay 3 for me. And he goes, well, it's right there. And I'm like, you want me to pull up to a place where trucks park? Where
you would have put a semi truck there, right?
Yeah, but then it was just my pickup truck, which
and the little Mazda right behind you.
Felt really small.
I wanted to open up my trunk for no reason.
Gigantic loading bay.
Back up.
But we made it.
We all got in there, and then we started asking all the questions. And one of the things people have been asking, because this event, the roast of Sean Wasson, is coming up on the 30th of October. It's the day before Halloween. Perfect for adults who feel like they're left out of Halloween. You want a fun night. People have been saying, can we wear costumes? Can we dress up? Can we wear costumes? We have an official answer for you. You can wear whatever costume you want, any kind of costume you want that isn't fully covering your face. They gotta look at your ID, right? They gotta see your ID, your driver's license, and they gotta make sure you're old enough to drink and stuff.
And also, don't pick anything that's going to impede the vision of other people, or make sure it's something that's comfortable to sit in a chair in
for a couple hours. Yeah, you're gonna be sitting for a couple hours in a chair, and you don't want it to be like some crazy spiky costume or an inflatable thing, and
we're gonna have to move you, and you stand in it. It's uncomfortable and weird.
Yeah, you can wear any costume you want, but not something where your face is covered completely, and also no fake weapons. So
which should be a given, but now we have to make sure all the adults that are going to be joining us don't bring fake weapons.
Like if you want to be Rambo, you're going to have to be finger gun Rambo. You cannot have like a whole bunch of fake guns and knives and all of that stuff. So So you can wear whatever costume you want as long as your face isn't completely covered and they can identify you and you don't have any fake weapons that you're bringing along. And you are going to be comfortable in your seat. And mind you, to those of you who have tickets, there's a couple of left in the seats that are on the side of the stage. But to those of you that have seats already, the seats are insanely comfortable, really nice, beautiful chairs. You're all at these little tables. There's going to be a wait staff there that is coming around and getting you drinks and food, and the food is delicious at this place.
It's a
the
good
drinks
menu.
are like it's a really like high end experience all the way around.
They also thought of a lot of things ahead of time. Like I appreciated when he's like, yeah, everything on our menu is tailored to you don't need a knife.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, because you don't want to hear like clink, 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 you know.
Yeah.
So
You can use your
good.
hands if you want. Any animals?
Yeah, it makes sense. And we've been there before. I went with a friend and went to see a country singer-songwriter show with Kevin from Wood Concepts, who invited me. And it was one of the best venues that I've ever seen anything like that. The food and the drinks were so good. But because the roast, which will be filmed live, like a 6-camera setup, filmed live for the event, you'll get to be there live in the studio audience. Because we're doing all of that, the event's going to be about 90 minutes-ish long, but we're going to open up the venue beforehand so people can drink and eat and do all of that before and maybe even hang out with us beforehand. So we're going to stretch it out for people who want to show up earlier and make it something that's much more worth your while. You won't feel like you're rushed to try to get the drinks in during the roast itself.
Plenty of time to find parking if you need
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you'll be able to...
Your Uber.
You'll be able to get everything done in time because we'll be opening things up quite a bit ahead of the roast itself. So there you go. Any other questions, you can let us know. Hit us up in chat or email or whatever, and I'll try to answer those as best I can. But grab your tickets if you want to be at this very, very special event, a roast event, with a dais of 6 or 7 people that some of them you will know, some of them you might not be familiar with. All of them are going to have pretty epic takedowns of me, and I will be firing back at them, and everybody will be firing at everybody on account of it's a roast. So if you want to see us go full speed ahead and have some big laughs for Halloween, and come hang out with some other fans of the show, go do that. Get your ticket at thenewsjunkie.com/roast. Quite a time to do this. Really, truly, quite a time to do this. But Disney is saying that they're raising their streaming prices a little bit. And so
You're kidding me.
I wondered if anybody, I don't think that many people canceled their Disney Plus subscription, but if somebody did.
I mean, 1,000%. I went to look at the page and they absolutely offered 70% off for 6 months.
Well, they quickly turned around on that because I wondered, are there going to be some people who canceled Hulu or Disney and then now they try to re-up their subscription because they're happy that Jimmy Kimmel got brought back or whatever and free speech is saved, and now they got to pay more? That would be brutal. That would be a little brutal if they got you. If this was the greatest trick the devil ever pulled, if they decided we're going to suspend Jimmy Kimmel for a shocking week, and then we're going to have him come back and do his whole thing, and then when people do cancel it, we're going to get him for a higher price point.
He did say, and you could see it coming a mile away, that it was a joke. But he did say towards the end of his comments that there was one thing that Disney compelled him to read, and he pulled out a piece of paper and said, "To reinstate your Disney Plus or Hulu account, please open up the Hulu app on your smart TV or smart connected device," or something like that. It got a good laugh.
Yeah, I wonder how many people did that. Now they're coming back on and they're like, whoa, hold on. It's going up. It says Walt Disney Company is hiking the cost of its flagship Disney Plus streaming service without advertising by $3. That's going to be $19 a month. The cost of a plan with ads will go up $2 from $10 to $12, said the company. The pricing will go into effect October 21st. So you better haul ass and lock in that old school price. You better get that while you can. We've been watching a lot of stories today. I see there's some more talk about the ICE shooter in Dallas, this person who put anti-ICE on their bullets, and now their name has been released out there. There's a lot of discussion happening about, is this yet another example of political violence after the Charlie Kirk shooting? Here's some of the discussion on MSNBC.
Violence is just terrible.
Chuck Schumer.
Everybody, right, left, center, I don't care what your politics are, has to speak out strongly against it. But look, I think, and I don't know what's happened here, and I don't know about the guns, but we need better laws on guns. I mean, we got something done a few years ago, but it's just rampant, and we have to do more.
Yeah,
I'm the author of the Brady Law, the assault weapons ban. It's become almost every day one of these things happens.
So no surprise, Chuck Schumer going after gun control stuff, but saying at the beginning that violence is just terrible. Everybody right, left and center, I don't care what your politics are, has to speak out strongly against it. The thing about guns, I don't know necessarily if they've identified the exact weapon this shooter used, but the Charlie Kirk shooter and this ICE shooter in Dallas, I think have both used pretty old-fashioned guns. The Charlie Kirk shooter, there's almost no proposed gun laws that would have stopped anything to do with that weapon. It was a bolt-action rifle. It's literally like a very basic
Wasn't like
gun.
the scope worth more than the rifle itself?
Yeah, he mentioned it in his text messages. But there wasn't anything about that weapon that's like semi-automatic or like in the groups of guns that people often target with gun control. It's a very basic gun, and this one looked like it may have been the same in this ICE shooting. But it's just like, so
maybe not the type of gun, just then again, it wouldn't even have been a thing because it was grandpa's gun. Anyways, but just the vetting process when it comes to those trying to purchase weapons. But
the Charlie Kirk situation. We don't know about this new guy. We don't know, about where he got the gun from, or if it was legally obtained, or who knows. But we'll find out more as time goes on. As I said, they showed these bullets where it says anti-ice on the bullets, and the bullets, when you look at them, are covered in raindrops. But I swear to you, it looks like on the side. Let me kind of try to see if I can learn anything more.
Enhance.
I'm going to enhance as best I can for you streamers. I'm going in. Okay, it's very, very hard to tell.
It's just drops.
But right here, it looks like there could be something, and right here, or it could all just be more raindrops. I don't know. There's certainly anti-ice on one bullet that was left behind by this guy who eventually ended up shooting himself.
Now, if there is other stuff, though, isn't it strange that they wouldn't show it?
They may show more. I don't know. It seems to me that they saw what was going on here and they started escalating it through the ranks because the vice president seemed to know, the head of the FBI seemed to know very, very quickly. I think they said, hey, this guy's bullets have a message on it, and they released it almost instantly. It's why a lot of people online say the longer passes before you hear about a motive, the more sure you can be about it being on this person or that person, because oftentimes, they'll keep stuff back, like the church shooter and the manifesto there. But in this case, they said, look, we want to put this out there, and here's the bullets, the photo. From the time the shooter did this to the time the photo of the bullets was released by the FBI was probably 3 to 4 hours. So that's a pretty quick turnaround. I'm sure we'll learn more, obviously, but we shall see. So everybody has their reactions to Jimmy Kimmel coming back yesterday on the show after like a little less than a week. He came out and made his statements. You heard on the next episode him addressing those claims. I'm sure for a lot of people it's not going to be enough. I thought at least he addressed it. I thought he was wrong. I thought what he said was a little misleading, a lot misleading. I wasn't surprised that politically he was on the side he is. That ain't going to change. That's just where he's going to be. But I thought he
addressed that too. He addressed like the people. He was like, I know I'm not turning, changing people's minds here.
Yeah, and I don't know what necessarily you want out of him. Either you want him silenced, which I'm sure some people want. You want that scalp, or if you want him
one person that seems to want him silenced.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that in a second too here, but when you look at this from the perspective of somebody who maybe doesn't like Jimmy Kimmel and feels like Jimmy Kimmel's constantly attacking their politics, do you expect that all of a sudden he's going to moderate that? And like, okay, he'll have a bunch of Republicans on. Like, that's just not realistic.
No, especially if his freedom of speech and his take on that was part of the monologue. He's not going to step back and change everything.
The only thing I want with these late night guys, they're all to the same direction to the left politically. They're all like liberal, progressive type, mostly progressives, I would say, who are the hosts of these late night shows. But if some of them don't want to be political, I hate, like, they try to bully Jimmy Fallon into being more and more political. Leave the people alone that don't want to get political with the content. If they hired somebody, or if somebody was of completely polar opposite, like a right-leaning view, then they should be able to do that too. There's no voicing of that opinion at all, really, in the late night world, unless you count the
Gutfeld.
The what is it, the 5 or the 6 or the whatever
7.
Gutfeld show is. I don't consider that a late night show personally, but if you did, that would be the only voice to the right in that direction. I thought he did fine considering the circumstances. I thought that he addressed the situation as best as you would probably expect him to do. Trump did not. He did not.
Oh,
He
gosh.
he said, I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone and his talent was never there. Why would they want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny, who puts the network in jeopardy by playing 99% positive Democrat garbage, Trump said. He's yet another arm of the DNC, and to the best of my knowledge, that would be a major illegal campaign contribution. Now, here's the important line. He says, I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings, says Donald Trump over on Truth Social.
I think it's a little bit of a stretch to call what any of these people do campaign contributions.
Correct. Because would that not? Well, never mind. It's on cable, so cable can do whatever they want.
They're carrying water for a political party in some ways, but that's just who they like. That's who they vote for. If you are somebody who's like with right of center views, you got to hope that more people get into the industry and want to do this kind of stuff that have the same opinions that you have. Unfortunately, in Hollywood, there's not a lot of Republicans, and the Republicans that are there usually kind of have to stay quiet because their opinion is not really welcome around a lot of these parts, right? So there's a big sea change that would have to happen unless new outlets popped up. And really, this is why I think it's such a silly distraction for Trump. The new media landscape is so much more favorable, and YouTube and social media platforms have room for everybody because there's an audience there. And that to me is great. Different opinions can be voiced on these platforms. You don't have to worry about getting a TV show to do it. When we come back, we'll talk about this teacher who had a topless protest. The parents were upset. The school is defending the teacher, though. We'll see what they said and why she's apparently keeping her job. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
You have a good turtleneck head. I do not think I have a good turtleneck head. Jack has an okay turtleneck head.
But Jim in one would look like a roll-on deodorant.
How dare you, sir?
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Emergency crews are blocking all lanes, clearing up an accident on Goldenrod Road southbound at the beach line. Keep an eye out for a crash getting cleared up off to the shoulder on I-4 eastbound before Osceola Parkway. There's a disabled...
Hey, folks, Colac activated.
From the traffic center in Jamesburg.
Couple of interesting things. Couple of interesting things for you. God! Ah! I can't take it anymore.
Hey, hurricane season is here. We're moving into the busier.
Can't take it anymore.
Every couple of years we have that storm.
Okay.
One storm that comes and takes
So,
the exact path it needs.
one thing.
Central Florida.
Everybody who is coming to the roast, your options are dress to impress, look good, fancy night out on town, just a little upscale, a little more upscale. You don't have to wear a penguin suit or anything. But let's dress to impress, a little bit of an uptick on our fashion for the roast, or dress in some sort of fun costume. And I want to see you bring it. Okay? AJ Soup says upscale costume, potentially. I need more light in that corner. Real dead zone. I'll work on it.
Where's the cam backlight? Dan. Okay. There we go. Little note for you. I'm a bit worried. All right, little exclusive before it happens. Allegedly, someone has sent C-Lane a photograph of me. He told me the person's name. I did not recognize the name. But this person reached out to C-Lane, and they were like, hey, I knew Sean when he was young, and here's a photo of him at a rave in 1998 or something. So I don't know what to expect, but it can't be good. It can't be good. Allegedly a photo of me from the 90s, and they said it was from a rave, which I will tell you, when I was 18 to about 21 or 22, maybe a little less than that, 18, 19, 20, I did go to a lot of raves. I went to a lot of raves. I did a lot of acid and a lot of ecstasy and a lot of both together at the same time, tripping and rolling, trolling before trolling on the internet was a thing. So I don't know what to expect with this photo. With all that MDMA in him, he definitely sucks something. There's no telling. There's no telling. Sean, is there a drink minimum at the roast? There is not, Bootsy, no. There's no drink minimum, no nothing. But they do have fantastic drinks there. They do have a beautiful bar. If you don't want to get alcoholic drinks, they have options, or you can get water and stuff like that. They have food like charcuterie and a lot of really, really, really good appetizer type small plates. Honestly, when we went, I was like, I'm watching a concert. I'm not going to eat. And then Courtney goes, let's get the charcuterie and let's get this or that. We got 2 or 3 things. It was really good. And, you know, decent prices. But no, you do not have, there's no drink minimum. Coast City says $20 for a shot. Nobody's going to be, it's not a shot type place. Pre-game. But what we're going to do is open the venue probably like 90 minutes before the show starts. So if you want to get there earlier and socialize with all the other people, if you want to spend time talking with other listeners and mingling and whatnot, if you want to just enjoy the venue and your seats, if you want to order some food before like the actual roast is going on, or get a couple of drinks to warm yourself up, we're gonna let you do that. You will be socializing.
If you don't have one, you gotta go visit my friends at Watsy's Meat Market and get yourself a big green egg. They have
2 minutes.
The best prices in the country. They also have all the accessories. They even have a classroom set.
Not feeling great about this photograph.
Advanced techniques on the big green egg. Follow them on their social medias. Also check out the website Watsy'sMeatMarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road.
Wasson, if you buy me a beer, I'll go. Get a ticket, I'll send you a beer. TheNewsJunkie.com/roast. And we got to talk about this teacher. You're going to be the judge right now, okay? If your child was going to school and a teacher at your child's school was protesting topless across the street, do you want them fired? Fired or not fired? Teacher is protesting topless across the street from the school. Now there's more details, like it wasn't during school hours and, you know, et cetera, but the teacher was protesting topless. It said like anti-fascist, anti-racist on her boobs. And she was right by the school, and some of the parents, I guess, saw this, and the school is standing by her. Topless protesting teacher. Fired or not fired? What do you think? Should they fire her or not fire her? Man Kicking says, I just want to live across the street from the school. I'll show you her. I'll show you what she looks like in a second. You creeper. Fired? Suspended? Yeah, this is for protesting. But the school is standing by her. We're going to talk about this. I'll show you the photo next. Plus, this photograph of me apparently at a rave. I hope it's not me. I don't know what to expect here. Here we go.
MountainWeightLoss.com, or just dial pound 250 on your phone and say the keyword Red Mountain. It's Red Mountain Weight Loss.
Hey, this is Matt Jones. I'm Drew Franklin, and this is NFL Cover Zero. We're just here to try to give you an NFL perspective a little bit different.
Did you see the Colts pretzel? That was my other big takeaway from that game.
What was that? Oh, my. We think NFL coverage should be informative and entertaining. And twice a week, that is exactly what you're going to get. Open up your free iHeartRadio app, search NFL Cover Zero with Matt Jones and Drew Franklin, and listen now.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening.
We appreciate you. Thanks for supporting this show and this station. More importantly, make this station right now a preset on your iHeartRadio app if you haven't done it already on iHeartRadio.com. I don't feel good about this. I don't really know how to feel, but Sealand tells me that somebody has approached him that claims to be from my past.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of this.
That's exciting.
I didn't recognize the name. I'm not trying to big D anybody. I don't remember the name necessarily. And Sealand says this person has sent him a photograph of me in the 90s at a rave.
Yes.
Yeah, I figured he
Let's
might
take
like
it to the
that.
big screen. Come on.
How big of a screen can we load this up on?
I don't know. I'm loading it up right now.
This is very exciting.
Oh, let's see. Media. Yeah, you don't remember this Matt guy?
No. What?
He might have obtained it from
They were best friends when he was peaking.
other places.
What did he say along with the photograph that he sent
He said
over?
literally nothing. It's just the subject, Sean at a rave in 97, and then just the body of the email is just a picture.
I can tell you this. Here's what I can confirm. That might be a little early because when I was 18, which would have been 99, from 17, 18, 19, 20, I went to a lot of raves all around West Palm Beach, all over the place. Went to many a rave and warehouses in different places. So there's a chance it could be me. Does it look like it's me? Do you think it's real?
It looks like it could be you. I don't know about 16 years old. I mean, the 97 could be off, but
Were you Frosted Tips then?
Well, we're about to find out, I think.
This was not Frosted Tip Sean, but let's see if I can do this guy here.
Oh, hold on.
You see it already? You see
I can see it in the smaller screen.
You know it's you?
I'm gonna see more.
Sean, is that you?
I don't think
that's you, man.
I don't think so. I don't think that's me.
That's a different face.
Yeah, that's not me. I probably would have had, to Sabrina's point, I probably would have had bleached blonde hair at the time.
Yeah, it's not the same nose.
You have a little acne or something going on?
I did when I was like 15 and 16.
That's
I
not
got
Sean's face.
I was on Accutane. No, I don't think that's me. I don't think that's me, but that's definitely at a rave.
Can you zoom in a little bit?
No, I cannot.
Oh.
That's not me. That's not me. I could see kind of where they
Are you in the
got it
background
from.
somewhere?
Not that I know of. I don't recognize any of these people, but like I probably
He's
was at
actually
a scene like
the
that.
long-haired dude doing this thing here. It's
Because I was at some of the raves. I definitely was. All around West Palm Beach by the Palm Beach International Airport. Yeah.
But he had
it was
a pacifier in his mouth or something, right?
I didn't do a pacifier, but I definitely had a Vicks Vapo Rub stick up my nose.
Nice.
For sure. And I had one time when my world was rocked more than my world has ever been rocked before, because I went to a rave called Whatchamacallit. I think I've talked about this before a long time ago on the show. And I had a nice little mixture of way too much acid and way too much ecstasy, and then made a really, really piss poor decision to drive, which don't do it. It was a stupid decision. I never should have done this. But I left this rave and then pulled up to Palm Beach International Airport, and the airport lights were so alarming to me and confusing. I stopped my car in the middle of the street in the middle of the night, and I was like walking around. I'm like looking at everything, and I'm going, what is that? And I realized, oh my God, get in the car. What are you doing, man?
Were you picking someone up from the airport?
No, I was just trying to get back home from the rave. Just really stupid moves, dumb decisions.
I don't think
dumb
it's you, but
decisions.
no, I don't know. I mean, you would know.
No, I don't think so. Like there's things that look semi like me. I think his shirt might say sober one or something.
Uber one.
Uber one?
Or Uber
Okay.
Zone.
Uber
Is
Zone.
according to Loose Neutrals, who had 4 Uber Zone records.
Oh, okay. So he knows about this type of music.
He actually looks a little bit, the person in this picture, like a different person who has worked in the radio industry that I know from back in the day.
I
Well, I'm glad.
feel like I know who you're talking about.
I'm just glad it's not me, because we've been
Okay,
sent
but
during
now
the show.
here's the bounty. Rave pictures of Sean.
Mm.
And send it directly to C-Lane or myself, because we got a roast to do.
Or just any bad photos. Somebody sent during the show one time the mug shot, which was just, that one's chef's kiss. The mug shot of me is quite bad. I don't even know if that exists out there anymore. I hope
it does.
Does it? If you have that one, bring it up, Sealand, for the people. That
I
haven't
don't know
seen
if I have it ready,
Yeah.
but I'll
Yeah,
find it.
Maybe it's on See It Now or something. I don't know where it would be. But that was a rough one. And somebody sent that during the show, and I go, oh, they're 100% right. That's definitely my mugshot. And it was me, bleached
Wasn't it
blonde
somebody
hair.
that like worked for the city that was able to look
It
through the
was.
database?
Yeah, it was somebody like behind the scenes searching the database and stuff. And they said, this was Sean. And then there was a police report about how I was fighting the cops. Surprise, I guess. I was fighting the cops in the strip club parking lot when I was maybe 17 or 18 years old. I think maybe 18.
Oh, found it.
Did you?
It'd be cool.
That's too fast. Not a fan of that. But
You were the one that had the developers of the app, throw in some features like search.
yeah, they're pushing out the site-wide search with the new update that's coming out soon.
I meant for us. This is just
Yeah,
this
I know,
is
for
something
you.
that I
Yeah.
use
You've got it on
on
your
the
end.
regular. Although we do post a lot of mug shots.
Mm-hmm.
Just like having to get through them. Hold on, let me get Sean Mug here.
right.
But
I mean, it's bad. It's this. Like, this is probably one of the more embarrassing photos. I think the most embarrassing one is the one you guys have seen, where it's me with Dylan's mom at the table, and it looks
And you
like
pee-peed your
my
pants.
it's like I peed my pants, or like I have something going
gosh,
on.
it's sideways. Son of a bitch.
Rotate it.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, God, you look so much like Dylan.
I do kind of look like
That's
Dylan there.
crazy.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
probably
That rave
18 or
person,
so.
not the same person.
No, that was not me. False alarm.
But
false alarm.
I had to go through funny mugshot shirt. This Week in Florida nose mugshot, Jeep stripper mugshot, gang member mugshot, milk mugshot. Now that's a mugshot. Sean's mugshot, cheesing mugshot, drug dealer, viral mugshot, photo op, mugshot of the day, DUI. It goes on and on and on.
We're mugshot heavy. We
Yeah.
really are. We got more info coming in on from the Dallas situation. They found the shooter's car, and there's some very interesting stuff apparently in the shooter's car. We'll see what the information is there. And when we come back in jury duty, we'll get to this teacher, this topless teacher, hoots out and everything. And she was protesting topless, and the school is defending the teacher. We'll get into all the details on this. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Some NFL news from Tampa. The Buccaneers losing receiver Mike Evans for 3 to 4 weeks with a hamstring strain. The Bucs host the Eagles Sunday in a matchup of 3-0 teams. College football, UCF off to a 3-0 start, preparing for Saturday's Big 12 opener at Kansas State. Meanwhile,
Skull mic activated. Hang on, I'm bringing up some breaking news. Hang on. We'll lead jury duty with this breaking news about the shooter in Dallas. There is a note that was left behind in the shooter's car. We're going to talk about that momentarily. I got it up and ready to go. Really dodged a bullet myself on that photo. But the mug shot of me is just, mwah. Oh no. Oh no, what's he doing? Look what's happening.
/Storm Prep.
It's the final days of the summer sales event at Greenway Kia. Every new Kia is discounted thousands off MSRP, and 0% financing is available. With 3 locations and one of the area's largest inventories, we deliver the selection and sales.
This is no good. People are going to tune in and think this is a mugshot of the shooter in Dallas. This is no good. Lynette says we seem to get more info during the breaks. Hey, it happens when it happens. We're going to talk about this on the show here momentarily. Now, the big question for me, and we actually hit on this a little earlier in the show, when somebody is behind a mass shooting, there are 2 very important categories that you could put them in. All right? One is a mentally ill, deranged individual. Okay? A mentally ill, deranged individual. Or a sane person who thinks they're doing the right and moral thing. It's really hard to draw that line between the two sometimes. For instance, if somebody goes to the White House and sets themselves on fire and says, "Free Palestine," is that person mentally ill and deranged? They set themselves on fire. Or did they just believe so much in this thing that they had radicalized on that they thought the right and moral and just thing for them to do was to light themselves on fire, even though they knew full well what they were doing? So separating these people from like mentally ill and then sane individual motivated by radicalized politics, very important distinction. Okay? Very important distinction between the two. Now, this is not to say that the mentally ill, deranged people can't also be influenced by the political stuff. Sometimes you might push them over the edge, and then the mentally ill person goes off and does something. But it's very important to get a distinction there. What they found in this shooter's car, this note that they found that we're going to show in a moment, I think is going to stack up a point for the more like mentally ill side. All right? The Dallas ICE shooter, the message that he left behind in his car, I think is going to lead you more to the mentally ill, deranged side. Homeland Security has tweeted, and their message, hang on. Let me pull this up so we can get to this when we get back, the Homeland Security message. I can't believe he still got my mugshot up on the feed. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you. We're going to lead jury duty with this update. Okay, got it. 2 minutes, we'll be back and we'll give you all that info, okay? And then we'll get to the topless lady. Jimmy Kimmel's comeback monologue, racking up 11 million views so far on YouTube. 11 million views for the 23-minute YouTube video. What do you think? Do you think his audience, do you think the ratings will stay or will they go? I don't think they will stay. 90 seconds.
But I still owe thousands on my trade. It's okay. We accept any trade, even if you still owe thousands. With only one dime down. Get a new Outlander SUV. It's under 30 grand, has all the toys, and you don't have to worry about your engine for life. Plus 0% financing for 60 months. It's a crime to pay more than a dime. At RC Hill Mitsubishi and Deland.
All right, we got some other videos to get to here. 1 minute, we're coming back live. So we got this message that was left behind in the ICE shooter's car, which people are kind of interpreting a couple of different ways. I'll show you and you can decide for yourself. We'll kind of see if we can figure out what the words say. And we've got a statement from Homeland Security, and we got the topless teacher. Next.
Hard Rock Bet's fast withdrawals have given me new motivation. Tips are appreciated.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 and up and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Join the show. Send your dispatch now at thenewsjunkie.com. This
You monster.
Nobody could see it.
I know.
Just for you.
I'm sitting in here in the studio and I look up and I go, he left the mug shot of me up on the monitor in here. How could he do this?
Oh, no, I tuned in. I watched you react to it.
What a jerk. Left the mug shot up for the whole break over there. Celie did. It's a great mug shot. It truly is. But
you look like such a baby.
Is one of the benefits. Well, yeah, I think I'm 18 there. I think I'm 18-ish. Is a young, really dumb kid making a lot of stupid mistakes at the time and learning from them eventually.
Is that an undershirt under the undershirt?
No. I don't know why it's cut off like that. I was wearing a white undershirt. At the time, there was an artist that was quite popular, Sabrina, named Eminem. And
Slim Shady?
Yeah, Slim Shady himself. He popularized the white T-shirt move, and also I must say the blonde hair a little bit too. So
you didn't go.
That's what you're going for. You're going for a full Slim Shady there.
A little bit. Yeah. It's an interesting thing was this has only happened to me once in my life, but I was at a party. And my girlfriend was showing up at the party. All right,
not your current girlfriend. She was 8 at the time.
No, yeah. This was the girl I was dating at the time. Shows up to the party at my house, and she got mad because I decided to bleach my hair. And she was like, "What are you doing? You're dyeing your hair?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just bleaching my hair. No big whoop."
Rock and roll.
And she was like, we didn't even talk about this. What are you doing? Why are you bleaching your hair? And she broke up with me at my own party because I dyed my hair, because I bleached the hair. Yeah.
Sounds like you dodged a bullet because that's insane.
Yeah.
Well, now that I look at this, it makes me think that this other picture, not really.
Me.
Yeah.
No, that one's safe. That's not me. All right, here we go. We got a lot to get into in jury duty. We got updates on the ICE attack in Dallas. Some really interesting stuff found in the shooter's car. We got to talk about that. Got to talk about this teacher with the topless protest. Let's get into it. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go, just call Mo. And his phone number is 800-CALL-MO. 800-CALL-MO, 1-800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. If you've been injured in an accident, there's lots of attorneys out there. I get it. I understand exactly why you would want to reach out to one that you trust, and that's why I recommend Mo DeWitt. And again, the website's justcallmo.com, or dial 800-CALL-MO. Let's get into this. Some updates on the big story of the moment there as Sealand whisks his way past the microphone into the studio. A couple of things. Homeland Security has posted this. They say about this attack in Dallas, this morning, a deranged gunman attacked a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, Dallas field office from a nearby rooftop. Another rooftop attack. The shooter fired indiscriminately at the ICE building as well as at a van in the Sally Port where the victims were shot. I don't exactly know what a Sally Port is, but I think it's like a little
Google?
Like covered protected area, I think. The point is this
it's
person,
a controlled entryway.
Okay, so they were like in a secured controlled entryway. The person
it's
started
like
firing
gates on each side.
Yeah, like a security checkpoint, I think, kind of thing. And the shooter fired indiscriminately at the ICE building first and then at this van, thinking they were going to be killing ICE officers, but they only killed and injured the immigrants who were at the facility. They said 3 detainees were shot. This is Homeland Security. 2 are dead. The others in critical condition. The gunman was found with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. We can confirm the shell casings were found with anti-ICE messages on them. This was an attack on ICE law enforcement. This horrific attack occurred amidst the 1,000% increase in assaults against ICE. Politicians and media pundits must stop the vile lies and smears designed to demonize and dehumanize ICE law enforcement.
Okay, so that's from Homeland Security. So a little bit of their,
yes.
I mean, not just the facts.
Yeah, they're saying that the attacks on these ICE officers have skyrocketed. So they're saying that they blame, I guess, the media for the coverage. And there has been absolutely demonization of these ICE officers. There's a lot of people who call them all sorts of stuff. But this says this shooting must serve as a wake-up call to the far left that the rhetoric about ICE has consequences. All right. So that's the Department of Homeland Security saying that. Now, here's an interesting bit. From Fox 4 in Dallas, they found this message in the shooter's car. And it's a little hard to make out, and different news outlets are saying that it says different things. I'm going to be as fair as I possibly can and tell you what I think it says, judging by the context and stuff. It is a map of the United States with all sorts of like dots and splats on it. All right.
Without a caption, it looks very Rorschach-ish.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like a Rorschach test, and it's got just like blots all over the United States of America map. I believe it says the following on the ICE shooter's piece of paper or sign. You might call this a sign that was left behind in his vehicle. It says, I believe, radioactive fallout from nuclear, I don't know.
Detonations?
Maybe detonations. That's a good guess. From nuclear detonations have passed over these areas more than 2 times since 1951. Okay, I don't know exactly what that means, but I think that the person is trying to say like there's been like radioactive fallout poisoning the air over the United States of America because of nuclear detonations that have happened. Now, we talked earlier about the most important distinction is there are political people who are fully sane. Like, I don't think barely anybody is thinking that Luigi Mangione was having some sort of mental breakdown when he went and killed the healthcare CEO. I think they think he radicalized, he had a target, he wanted to do it for political reasons. He targeted the healthcare CEO and murdered him. And that's what his agenda and goal was. And he did that with a fairly sound mind, it would appear. As did, I believe, at least with the evidence so far, the guy who shot and killed Charlie Kirk. This looks a little crazy. This is a little crazy town right here. This is like, talking about the like the jet stream stuff and chemtrails and like radioactive fallout from nuclear detonations. Now, he did write anti-ice on the bullet, but this is going to score a point in the column for this person is like pretty deranged, and maybe not. It doesn't have a fully coherent ideology, but we'll see. That's what was coming forward. They said this was a sign that's believed to belong to the suspect in the ICE shooting. And it says radioactive fallout from nuclear formations or detonations that has passed over these areas more than 2 times since 1951. And also, they're saying these are...
seems like such a low number. Like,
yeah.
Since 1951, wouldn't the radioactive fallout have a lot of
all right, fine, 3 times.
You would think so, but it's slow, I guess, slow moving. Then they're releasing photos from inside ICE because he shot at the building. This is an American flag inside one of the offices with some bullet holes in it. And the other photo is of the window of an office inside ICE where a bullet has gone through the window and made a rather large hole where the projectile has gone in from, I'm assuming, the building across the street. So that's the latest information that we have on that particular case. Now, I feel very, very bad about this, but I haven't gotten to the topless teacher story yet. I apologize. I truly do apologize.
Do you even care?
And I haven't gotten to some of your dispatches, so we'll do both of those. The topless teacher and the dispatches, all of that coming up next on the News Junkie.
See how your new and gently used shoes can save lives at Kicks for Cancer. Get details at realradio.fm/kicks.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
All lanes are blocked southbound on Goldenrod Road at the beach line. Multiple lanes are being affected due to an earlier accident on US 27 northbound before Ernie Caldwell Boulevard. Keep an eye out for a disabled vehicle off to the shoulder getting cleared up on Florida's Turnpike northbound near that US 192 exit there. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Duke's Mayo. Duke's, it's got twang.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about good mayo. Duke's Mayo. It'll make any dish sing. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
The Real Radio Bucks Bus, presented by TK Law, is getting ready to roll. This season, we're going to see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers host the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles at Raymond James Stadium Sunday, September 28th. Join Angel from the Monsters, Jack from the Jim Colbert Show, and Friendly Ray Trendley from TK Law as we take a bus courtesy of MCA Transportation to Tampa for this epic NFL matchup. Lunch will be included thanks to Jersey Mike's. You can't buy these tickets. You can only win them. Get the details and different ways to win at realradio.fm/bus.
Sunnyside Electric.
Hi, half my outlets stopped working.
I got a new bread maker. Have you tried focaccia?
My outlets don't work.
Oh, no toasties for you.
I should have called Frank Gay.
I bet they don't have a bread maker.
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your power goes out, don't settle for half-baked electrical service. Call the pros who fix it fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
For over 35 years, the Filatowski Eye Institute has been a name in Central Florida that you can certainly count on. If you've been thinking about LASIK or cataract surgery, now is the time to make the call. With 24-month interest-free financing, you don't have to wait to experience
Hello, everybody.
Kicks for Cancer with Real Radio 104.1 on the Watch Morning is happening at Johnny's Other Side, starting September 19th.
Somebody sends over this. Tell me accurate or not accurate. All right? Social media cycle after a big, serious news event. Day one, thoughts and prayers abound. Chaos and confusion. Any explainer thread goes viral. Anyone who posts anything except the event gets yelled at for being tone deaf. Day 2 and 3, a moment of unity subsides. People blame the event on their political outgroup and show why this proves them right in their arguments online. Days 4 and 5, tribal narratives solidify. Old tweets or clips surface of prominent tribal voices being contradictive of their current stance. Days 6 to 7, 9 million op-eds are written. Parody videos of celebrity montages go viral. And then week 2 and beyond, event accepts its fate as a tomato in the long-term tribal food fight. Probably, I don't know if it's that long. I don't know if it's that long of an event horizon. I think it's shocking event happens. People are horrified by it. People react in a mostly positive way. Negative reactions come in. People are disgusted by the negative reactions. Some of the negative people double down. We move on. Round and round we go. 3 minutes. We'll talk about teacher boobs. Also, people are mistaken for the culprit leaving their mugshot up. True. Absolutely a concern. It's always the gun's fault. Guns kill, people don't. LOL. Okay? Sean is correct. We move on extremely quickly. Well, in our current media landscape, which is so fast, so fast, we go from one thing to the next, sometimes for multiple reasons. Like, I think we had all the Charlie Kirk stuff. Then I think there were some people who were all too happy to turn the attention to Jimmy Kimmel because they favored that politically. And Jimmy Kimmel became the story. Jimmy Kimmel comes back. Now that's gone. And the news story comes in, and then next. Anybody remember that lady that was just stabbed brutally and murdered by the lunatic hobo in Charlotte, North Carolina? The Ukrainian lady? Or have we've forgotten about that? You see what I mean? Like, we go and we go and we go. Nobody's talking about that lady. Hey, News Junkie, really love the shelves. Listening for quite some time. Where can I send a care package with some goodies for Maine? Oh, you don't have to do that. But as long as it doesn't explode, most people just send it to iHeartRadio in Maitland, Florida. Remember Epstein talk of the election? Sure. That's fair. I mean, there's still people who are... Epstein is the one that keeps going because now mostly it's used by people who don't like Trump to continue to needle at him. But that's mostly in the rear view too. 1 minute, back for the power hour. We can still unite our hate under the Phillies Karen. Excellent point. Excellent point. Phillies Karen was public enemy number one. The internet was obsessed. The story was everywhere. Gone. That lady could not be happier. Brian Wilson is not dead, you liars. All right, we're coming back.
Zellman's Minty Mouth is different. It's the functional breath freshener that you swallow. Clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders, even garlic and onions. Go to Zellmans.com, that's ZELMINS.com, and use the code RADIO for 15% off your first order.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
You can join us on the show. It's easy for you to do. All you have to do is send a dispatch, and I'll play some of those momentarily here. We'll see what's on your mind. Send yours at thenewsjunkie.com. One thing that's absolutely certain to me right now, we were talking a little bit during the break to the chat folks about this, but there's nobody happier that so many stories have exploded in the last couple of months, as terrible as they've been, than that Phillies Karen lady. That Phillies Karen was like... That the whole internet was trying to hunt this lady down. Everybody was coming after her, trying to dox her.
She might have gotten a little bit, or maybe they just gave up because it was getting difficult. You know, they were naming the wrong people.
They did, yeah.
There was the one person that was like trying to be like, I am not Philly's Karen. Stop blaming me for all of
But
this.
they had the same haircut, man.
Yeah, but these stories, like, they all get blasted out fast now. The next thing comes along. I don't think it was this fast before.
No, but
it
was
so.
Because, and also, I mean, it didn't help. They were listening to the, not broadcast, but the walkie-talkies. Why am I skipping
Police
that one?
scanner?
Yeah. So they hear that name and then roll with it. This is why I think parents should stick with the unique names for their children. Think about their future. Johns and Joes.
I don't know.
Aaron's.
I do not want to. I would not want to. I'll say, purposely name my kid something weird just in case he's a shooter.
Because you could end up with somebody just happens to have that same name too.
Or purposely name my kid something weird just in case somebody else with the same name is a shooter.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, it's crazy. You had the Phillies Karen thing that gets blasted out of the headlines and the attention span by, I don't know if Charlie Kirk was right after that, if there was something in between. Then a lot of people are like over that. They don't like how that looks politically. Ooh, here's the Jimmy Kimmel thing. We go all over the Jimmy Kimmel thing. And then just as that's wrapped up, boom, shooting at this ICE facility in Dallas, Texas. It's like on to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next one. Just radical, fast movement. And I'm just hoping that people forget about my mugshot. That's it. That's all. It's just, that gets washed out.
In the case of the Jimmy Kimmel thing, it was so much easier. It was so close to Charlie Kirk's murder, but so much easier to argue about because nobody can bring up like, hey, a person is dead here. Can we pump the brakes a little bit? Nobody died in the Jimmy Kimmel part. I mean, it was about the incident before it. But I just think it was a lot easier for people to start arguing with each other about. And now that I've killed enough time, just in case you forgot.
Get that. I said I want people to forget about the mugshot.
It's almost like, it's like I'm getting boy band vibes from it.
Like
One
bootleg,
Direction.
Like half a direction. Like the boy band that really didn't quite cut it.
You're the
Low
sixth
budget.
direction.
I don't know.
I'm the one who got in trouble.
This is a mugshot right now. He's looking like No Direction.
Yeah, I agree. I see that too. All right, over to this teacher. I've talked about this enough. Let's work her into the show. This lady, the parents at this school are mad. School's in Springfield. There's lots of those out there. But this one's in Oregon. Springfield, Oregon. Parents are upset. This teacher was protesting outside the school. Now, a couple important details here that I'll get to. But the first thing is the teacher was protesting topless outside the school. All right?
Oh,
And
the
I could
school that
see-
okay.
I could see the message on her chest and on her belly that she wrote. Her boobs are out. She's got like a
Rainbow
I don't know if I
cardigan.
would- She's got a cardigan. Yeah, she's got a cardigan on, but there's no shirt underneath, and her boobs are just out. It says anti-fascist on top on her breast area, and then anti-racist on her stomach area. And this is a teacher at this school, and she's across from the school protesting. Now, before you freak out and say I'm not giving all the info, there are some important pieces of info here. One, this was not during school hours. Obviously, the teacher didn't leave her classroom and
Start
go
unbuttoning. All right, guys, chapter 3, read amongst yourselves.
Yeah, and she didn't do this on the school campus with the kids in her classroom or something. She did it across the street from the school or nearby to the school on off hours, not during actual school hours. So parents were still upset, though. They said, we can't allow this to happen here. And I'll give you the details, and you tell me if this teacher should be fired or not. Parents in Springfield are voicing concerns after an incident involving a mathematics teacher from the Academy of Arts and Academics, a charter school, a public school in Springfield. According to an interview conducted by journalist Rick Dancer, a parent said she dropped her daughter off at school on Wednesday morning when the student observed her math teacher across the street, topless, with the words anti-racist, anti-fascist written across her chest and stomach.
I thought this was off time.
Well, I'll get to that. But yeah, they're saying she dropped her daughter off at school Wednesday morning. So looks like, right before school on Wednesday morning, this was happening. The student reportedly reacted by saying, gross, that's my math teacher. Before heading into class, the mother later described the situation as awkward for her child. All right. The
Mommy,
news
what's
outlet,
a fascist?
What's happening here? Why is my teacher's boobs out right now? That Oregon Life contacted Brian Richardson, director of communications for Springfield Public Schools, who returned a call and said, our focus remains on delivering a high-quality education, blah, 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 blah. Then when asked for follow-up information, said, I've shared everything I can. So that was like a non-statement. The demonstration was photographed. I've seen, there's uncensored photos of this protest making the rounds too, but the ones that are on the screen, and I'll put them on the screen, I'll put them on See It Now, so you can see the teacher here. And these were censored out and published on this particular news website. The Springfield school has not released a statement. They have actually. Here's the statement from the school. They finally released a statement. Recently, a news story circulated on local media regarding a Springfield public school teacher, and they participated in a protest. That protest took place off school grounds, this says, and outside of working hours. All right? Off school grounds and outside of working hours. But if the person dropping off their kid saw him, like, it seems like it was before school. And
so only the nerds that get there an hour and a half early.
It was
saw
in the view of
babies.
children.
Yeah, it seems like it was like before school and across the street, which that's not good. So, but they said off school grounds and outside of working hours.
If I wanted to write, anti-fascist on my wiener and wave it around across from a school, people would have some things to say.
Right, but if you wanted to write it on your chest and would be without a shirt.
It's too bad nobody heard that joke. It was a great joke, Sean. Too bad.
If you wrote it on your penis, fired immediately. 100%. They would have fired a guy who did this. But Sabrina brings it around to comparing breast to breast, whatever. They're just saying it doesn't matter because it took place off school grounds. Seems like it took place real close to school.
Oregon, you said, right?
And Springfield, Oregon was where this took place.
Are you allowed to show your boobs there?
I don't know. They said the staff member engaged in expressive activity that included topless protests with words written on their body. An image from this protest was shared by local media. We recognize that this may raise questions or concerns among families. While employees, like individuals, have rights to free expression outside of work, we also understand seeing these stories can impact our school community. Our priority remains education, blah, blah, blah. Oh, if you or your child have questions or need support in discussing media coverage of this event, please reach out to myself or our counselor. So
let's get him on the phone.
Like, is there some kid who's going to talk to the guidance counselor and be like, I saw the teacher's boobs. I was very, very upset by this. This is a real problem.
In Oregon, public nudity itself is not a crime. However, the key factor is intent to arouse or offend for public indecency to be illegal.
Well, she ain't intending to arouse anybody with those.
Female breasts is subject to different laws than the exposure of genitals. For example, like C-Lane's penis that has anti-fascist written on it, which has specific requirements under indecent exposure statutes.
Okay.
So you could free the breast there as long as it's not arousing anyone.
She was definitely 1,000% protesting. Like, that's what this lady was doing. I'll put this up on CNN Now. But if you're a parent and you drop your kids off early to school and you see the teacher across the street, you want her fired or no? Fired or no? Let us know, chat, what you would do in this case. Should the teacher be fired, yes or no? Because I think a lot of parents will go, hey, you're right next to the school. It's right before school. You got to know that there's a good chance that some of these students might be driving by, and it seems inappropriate for the teacher to have her boobs out next to the school. Like, you could really protest anywhere, and you got to do it right here. And maybe she was part of a larger protest, but I only see her. I don't see any photos of anybody else. I just see the one teacher herself with anti-fascist and anti-racist written on her body, where she's topless for this. But we'll see. Maybe you've seen something else. Let us know your thoughts. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Bootsy says, if a teacher has OnlyFans and doesn't talk about it or bring their job into it, and the students find out, but it's still going to be a distraction, schools have their hands tied. We've had a lot of stories like that. Teachers and OnlyFans situations. We have a lot of that come up where people get mad about it. Or I even heard of, there was a teacher who like advertised her OnlyFans on her car, I think, or maybe it was a parent.
That was a parent. That was here in town.
Yeah, and so that was another thing. So teacher has her job still. School seems to be defending her, but give us your thoughts. Let us know what you think about this. Send a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com.
I read an article today. I don't think I have it up anymore, but there was a teacher, and I guess I didn't know this about OnlyFans because I know that they can make a lot of money, but this teacher lost her job as a teacher because of her OnlyFans, or she lost her job and then got OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And then she'd been going into that, and she has a dog rescue. And to make more money for the dog rescue, she decided she needs to make more money on OnlyFans, so she's going to start banging dudes that aren't her husband on it.
Right.
Whereas before she was just doing like by herself or girl stuff, she wants to make more money for the dog rescue, so she's banging dudes. Now I go, do you make more money on OnlyFans for sleeping with the opposite sex?
Probably for like sexual for
variety in general.
Yeah, instead of just solo stuff, maybe. Somebody sends along to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. This is an email coming in, and it says, this is that map that the shooter had in his car in Dallas. And it does appear to be the same map. Yeah, it does. It says mapping radioactive fallout in the United States. And it's very sloppy looking, but it looks almost exactly like the map that the shooter had in that particular photo that was left on his car. Let's see. Somebody says that virtual ABBA show is in London. Tim went to visit my daughter who lives in the UK. We went to the virtual ABBA show with a group of friends. One of the most amazing experiences I've ever been to. Says Tim, the technology is incredible.
There you
Not
go.
going to come to the U.S.?
I don't know. Michigan Rob emails. He says, hi, junkies. Happy Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Michigan Rob here. The escalator story with Trump reminds me of a segment you guys did a few months ago. You were talking about a book written in the 40s about simple subterfuge. Oh, yeah, I remember that. It was like really low-key ways to like sabotage people.
Right. Somebody in the texting service when we were talking about it earlier called it death by 1,000 inconveniences.
Right. Yeah, that's good. That makes sense. Yeah. And Trump says he was targeted. The United Nations, for their part, says it was a Trump photographer who may have tripped something stopping the escalator at the United Nations.
Well, what about the teleprompter?
That was sabotage. That was sabotage. At least Trump says. Here is Deland Man talking about Disney. Let's see what he says.
Good day, news junkie. It's Deland Man. Hey. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hump day. Disney actually sent me a notification to let me know that my subscription was going to be going up before the Jimmy Kimmel thing. So,
oh, really?
No grand conspiracy, I'm afraid. It would be awesome to think that they would do such a thing, only then to gaff people after it's all done. Sinister. I like a good twisting your mustache kind of plot. So that's cool. Anyway, hope you guys have a good rest of the week. Rest assured, no deception here.
Thank you, the Landman. Appreciate the information. Unless that's a deception, is that what he's getting at? It's hard to tell. More people sending over photos of this particular person. That was not me. They're trying to make it me. This is they're taking the photo that was sent to Sealand.
Now that I has headphones in your studio, kind of does look like you, man.
Now it's a dead ringer. Now it's perfectly me. One more of those coming in. You can see these, of course, at thenewsjunkie.com in the dispatches section. This one is me with the mugshot face on modern day body.
So creative.
Sean, look at you guys go. Check that out over in Submitted Dispatches on the website. We'll get to more of your comments. And we got a little more in the power hour for you before we wrap things up today. We will see how much we can get to, but there's some info on YouTube that we should probably talk about. And also a celebrity's daughter that has popped up in the news for an interesting reason. Why? I got the clip for you. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic starting to slow down in some familiar areas on I-4. Heading through the city, there's some congestion. Slowdowns between Apopka Vineland Road and Osceola Parkway. Emergency crews are still on the roadways, clearing up that accident, blocking all lanes on Goldenrod Road northbound near the beach line. Move over and slow down if you see crews on the roadways there. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the traffic center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Duke's Mayo. Duke's, it's got twang.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about Duke's Mayo. It says here it's got twang. That sounds good. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Take a look around your neighborhood. You may notice that more and more of your neighbors have gotten the memo and they have made the switch over to solar because they're saving money. Back in the day, people say, no, we're not going to do that. That looks tacky, but not anymore. It's totally different now because more people have realized that they're saving money and they have the freedom and peace of mind knowing their home is covered in the event of an outage and powered by clean energy from the sun every day. If you think you could be next, the company to call is Solar Installers of Florida. They have been helping homeowners go solar for 17 years, and you might be surprised at how affordable it can be. They'll work on you with financing options. They're not going to try and oversell you, and they'll combine that with current tax credits you'll be saving right away and keep doing so year after year. They maintain quality. They handle the install, the engineering, and permitting all in-house. So if you're wondering if solar is worth it, stop wondering and find out today. Get a free quote by calling 407-777-5050. Tell them C-Lane from the News Junkie sent you. You'll save even more. 407-777-5050 or check them online at solarinstallersofflorida.com.
If you want to buy or sell your home quickly, call Nick Lee. Download a free home buyer's guide at thenicklygroup.com.
The biggest headliners in live music shared this stage.
At our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Jelly Roll! Hi, this is Ed Sheeran.
Cool J! Hi there, this is Bryan Adams.
Make some noise for Tate McRae.
Hey, I'm Sammy Hagar.
Mariah Carey!
Hey, this is Doodles from The Offspring.
We have Room 5, good evening.
Hey, this is John Fogerty.
It's your girl, Glorilla.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Get ready to relive the once-in-a-lifetime moments, starting October 2nd, only on Hulu.
Is your home ready for hurricane season? Natural gas is one of the most reliable energy sources, even when the power's out. Prep today with an energy-saving natural gas range, tank water heater, and backup generator. Visit naturalgasdoesmore.com/storm prep for more.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control.
Hang tight, folks. They've released a previous mugshot from the ICE shooter in Dallas. Looks much younger, obviously, and much more alive in this photograph. I don't know what he was arrested for, but that is the earlier mugshot that they've released. He does have some criminal history. Okay. 3 minutes, and we're coming back. We got 2 segments left for you today. Hope you're doing all right. Hope everything is well. As white as Miracle Whip? Yeah, indeed. Imagine that. Gotta hate those white people. Am I right? All right. Also, a reminder that if you are going to the roast, it was announced earlier, you can indeed wear costumes. Costumes are encouraged. You can either wear a costume or dress to impress for the event at Judson's Live, the roast of me, Sean Wasson. I'm telling you, walking through the venue yesterday, there are no bad seats. It is such a comfy area. It's going to look great for recording the special. We're going to be doing a 6-camera setup, and everybody who purchases a ticket and is at the event, you're going to get to see the special for free. All right? Not going to double up on that. Not going to charge you to get into the event where we're filming the roast, and then, hey, if you want to watch the roast that you might have an appearance in, well, we need to do it again. That ain't happening. So we've talked about that. We've talked about how there's going to be a special, the News Junkie X Just Call Mo. Very, very limited magnet drop just for people at the event. All right, 45 seconds. We're coming back. Kevin, I'm not telling anybody to not be topless. You know, do you. Do you. Maybe away from the kids, though, you know?
$19.50 admission. Now through the end of September. We know what y'all need. Y'all need Gatorland.
Go get it! The new season of the NFL lives on iHeartRadio.
Will McDonald, that's a jet touchdown!
Local stations bring you the action live.
Touchdown Tampa Bay!
Plus, fantasy advice and expert analysis with the official NFL Podcast Network.
A strip sack, a lot recovery.
Everything you love about football is on the iHeartRadio app.
Throws to the end zone. Caught, beat it, touchdown! Chargers!
Search NFL to dive in.
Back to the 3 best friends you never knew you had. This is the News Junkie.
And the audience, you're the best. And I know we've got a very, very widespread audience, lots of different people in different demographics who listen to the show. We know we've got all stripes of people out there who listen to the News Junkie every single day. But salutes and shouts out to you oldos who hang on with us every day. And I would imagine we've got some past maybe 90. We might have some A couple of 90-year-olds listen to this. We might have maybe one or two people post the age of 100 who are listening to the show.
Sabrina, did you see the woman on the news a couple days ago
Sure
when it was
did.
like
that sweet wig?
Centenarian Day or something? It was like celebrate people over 100 or 100 plus.
Yep. And she had a lot to say.
It took her a while to say it.
A very long time.
Well, she's over 100 years old, yes.
Which
of
makes
course.
I would love to think that over 100 years old that they want to listen to our show.
Mhm.
But it's very
Yeah.
likely that the radio gets turned on and they just have to sit in their chair.
Well,
and I'm glad it's us that
whether you're trapped or not, if you're over 100 years old and you're listening to us, even if you really want, if you've got a stick or a cane and you're trying to hit
They
the
can't
radio,
lift a stick. Come on.
trying to turn it off. I see this story.
Nice to have you here. Thank you.
They talk about the United States and the states with the most old people.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't shock you at all to learn that, Florida is up there. There's over 7,000 people in the state of Florida over 100 years old.
Damn.
That's crazy. Over 7,000 people over 100 years old in the state of Florida, which is just unbelievable to consider. In Pennsylvania, there's about 4,000 or so. New York, you got about 7,000 people in the state of New York over 100 years old. California's got 11,000 people who are over 100. The state with the most per capita, Hawaii. These Hawaiian people,
Brother.
especially the Hawaiian ladies, I think. I feel like the Hawaiian ladies,
beautiful skin.
Something they're doing is right. Their diet is right. They got that sticky rice in their diet. They're doing the right thing somewhere, and it's keeping them fresh until a ripe old age of well over 100 for many of these people. Now, on the other flip side of this, Nevada, they're all dead. There's only 449 people over 100.
Oh, they
in
died
Nevada.
inside a long time ago.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's very hot out there.
They're baking out there, man.
Only
These old people don't
341
want to
people.
die in the desert.
Like, think about the comparison. In Utah, 341 people over 100 years old. In Florida, 7,000.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. We've got a bunch of people in the United States of America as a whole is now full of a lot of these folks who are centenarians. And the U.S., the population of people over 100 grew by 50% in the last 10 years. That's pretty impressive. I think it means we're living longer. I think it means scientific advancements are helping us out. There's more people over 100 years old that are alive right now than have ever been alive before.
You hear that, Grandma?
In the United States of America, including that one that's listening to this show right now. So pretty damn impressive. Now, here's what's
Just
uncalled
kill me,
for.
please. Just kill me.
Here's what's uncalled for and just absolutely screwy. But of all of the people in the United States of America alive right now, over 100 years old, 80% of them are women. 80%. 80% women. And that is just a brutal thing to consider, gentlemen. We ain't making it nearly as far. It's just not going to happen. About half of the...
Prove them wrong, Sean. Start living longer, man.
How do I do that? I don't know that.
White Claws?
You
don't even drink those anymore.
I've reduced White Claw intake quite a bit. I maybe have 2 a week
You
or
still
something.
running?
I'm running, yes. I'm running, going for a walk.
I think you're on your way to living older.
Well, I'm making improvements, but I still
We're all
feel
on our
like
way to living older.
Thank you.
the world is still out to get me, I think, somehow. It says about half of the male people over 100 years old live with others in a household, and a third or so of the female counterparts live with
You
somebody
still
in
got
their
them
home.
over 100 delivering letters?
Mm-hmm. No, not delivering letters. No. But this is pretty astonishing that it's grown that much and there's that many people over 100 years old in the United States as compared to how that was about 10 years ago. We're living longer. We're living stronger, baby. Pretty soon, you know what's going to happen? They're going to have one of these sweet little shots. It'll not only give you those GLP goodnesses, but it'll also freeze your aging. And then we'll all be like 150 years old looking like we're 40.
Yeah.
It'll be sweet.
Make tender really weird.
It's going to make life very strange. It's going to be kind of bad for a couple of reasons, and we shouldn't have so many humans on the planet, but it's going to happen regardless. We're going to be getting a lot older when we get older. You know what I mean?
Yep.
All
Write that one down, C-Lane.
Yep. Going to be getting a lot older when we get older. People will be getting a lot older when we get older.
What did Trump say yesterday? Was we good anyway? What was it? We do good?
Oh, man, I forgot it. It's going to go good unless it be bad.
It was so good.
I can't remember. I now I'll never find it either. Okay, let's see what we got here. A couple of dispatches to work in before the end of the show. Here's Bart versus Bill Gates. Let's see what they say.
Hey guys, just wanted to point out a show that's very eerily similar to what's going on right now. It's called Watchmen. It's on HBO Max. It's based off the comic book and the movie that was made off the same name, Watchmen. It stars Regina King, but basically it's the same thing that's happening now in the show. All the officers wear masks over their face, and it's a huge contentious point of the show, and they go into the whole reason of why they're wearing the mask, and it's very similar to what's going on now, them being attacked in the past, and it's a very good show outside
Watchmen,
of the comic book lines. It, like I said, it's very eerily similar to what's going on today. It's more on the coming from like the white supremacist side, though, and not the other
Isn't
side.
it always?
But anyways, pretty good show, guys. Have a good show, you guys yourself.
All right. Thank you, Bart versus Bill Gates. Appreciate that. I've heard a lot about The Watchmen, but I've not seen that. A couple of other things very quickly. Oh, here's something for you. A visual for our YouTube friends. This road in Bangkok opened up and just swallowed everything that was on top of it. Look at this. Ready? Cars now on the very edges of this.
That's terrifying.
There's a truck right on the edge. I hope nobody's in that thing. Everybody back up.
I mean, there has to be.
That's freaky. That truck is hanging on the edge. All right, I'll put this up on CNN so you can see the visual because it's pretty astonishing. The truck didn't fall, did it? Damn. That is an advertisement for that truck. Right on the edge. And there's stuff exploding at one point because of the power lines. Wow. All right, check this out. It's unbelievable. This was in Bangkok, and you got to see it. Take some time later on when you can. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and look in the See It Now section. When we come back, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, and today I learned to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. All of that coming up next on the News Junkie.
Classic Alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Real Music Weekends are Classic Alternative.
A hot one. Temperatures will be soaring into the low and even approaching the mid-90s with a high of 93 degrees today in Orlando. It will likely feel, though, even hotter than that once we do factor in some of our humidity. So be sure to stay hydrated and wear the sunscreen for heading outside. We'll still be expecting some hit and miss showers and storms, about a 30% chance of rain.
Hey folks, how are you? Thanks for hanging out today. Hang on, getting some last minute things here.
Guess what, my friends? That mortgage guy Don offers HELOCs. That's right, home equity lines of credit. A way to unlock your equity while keeping your super low.
Got an update, a final update, and it's another interesting twist. A final update for the ICE shooting in Dallas, Texas. And we'll get a couple other things in before the last minute. A celebrity child who's making some waves today. But now, it's time for you to rate the show. Was it a home run? Out of the ballpark? Or a strike? Which one was it? 10 out of 10 is the best, 1 out of 10 is the worst. Rate the show now in chat. 10 out of 10 is the best, 1 out of 10 is the worst. Rate the show now in chat. 7.5. 10 out of 10, lib bashing. Stephen Miller will be proud. That's what I'm aiming for every day. 2 out of 10 because I was unfairly stolen valor. Not true. Lies. 9 cars getting swallowed by sinkholes out of 10. 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10, good show. Pretty good. Or Jeff, if we're being fair, it's pretty good. 8.75. I didn't want to say it. I thought it was early. I thought it was too early to say it. I thought it was ridiculous to say it at this point in time. The haters were going to be outraged, I thought. But the truth is the truth and the facts are the facts. And Eddie Hernandez from YouTube is our chatter of the day. Or as Simon Cowell will have you know, Simon Cowell. Josh Fowler tried to steal the thunder on that and said Simon Cowell got into a motorcycle accident. That's why he claps like that. Still think it's funny. Sorry, but I still think it's funny. I gotta go get Today I Learned. Excuse me? Oh. All right, folks. Back to wrap it up. Dropped a video yesterday on YouTube and Facebook about the Secret Service bust. It was a dog shit video. But I wanted to post it because I put time into it. I was trying to perfect the new lighting setup. I think the lighting's a little too harsh on me in 4K, if I'm honest. But I'm going to keep improving and keep going. More videos on the way for sure. For now, good night and good luck. Godspeed. I love you. I appreciate you. One final update on the Dallas attack, and I think an interesting clip. I think it's an interesting clip that I'm going to be playing. Bootsy says use a Snapchat filter. I thought about getting a an Instagram sticker for the roast. I was like, who at Instagram does a guy got to throw money at to have a sticker on their account? And it turns out, oh, that's why it looks like that in here. The effects lights are off. Hang on. It turns out those stickers don't come from Instagram. They don't. They come from another website. Where are the effects lights? Oh, they say they're on. Oh. Okay, hang tight. Hang tight. Stand by. See, like, the effects lights seem like they're on, but there's like no lights on them. Oh, there you go. Thank you. That's why it looks so freaking dark in here. The effects lights weren't on. The whole time. All right, folks. Thank you. Godspeed. God bless. Have a good day. Be nice to somebody out there. Go be nice to another person. Kiss somebody on the nose.
Only one app puts the live radio dial in your pocket
and lets you save your favorite stations, playlists, and podcasts as presets.
iHeartRadio is your all-access pass to the audio that moves you.
Get what millions already have. The free iHeartRadio app.
The #1 app for radio.
Bad breath is a confidence killer. You can have the best outfit, the sharpest resume, the funniest jokes. But if your breath smells like the food you just ate, that's all people remember. Bad breath often comes from your gut, and most regular gums and mints just cover it up. It's like spraying perfume on dirty laundry. It just doesn't solve the problem. This is where Zellman's Minty Mouth comes in. Zellman's is not just another mint. Zellman's tiny dual-action capsules are coated with a powerful, delicious mint filled with parsley seed oil, clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders, garlic, onions, coffee, even smoker's breath. With Zellman's, you get the confidence of fresh, clean breath that lasts for hours because your breath should smell as fresh as your food. Zellman's is only available online. Go to Zellmans.com and use the promo code RADIO for 15% off your first order. ZELMINS, Zellmans.com, code RADIO for 15% off. Don't let bad breath ruin the moment.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the news.
That didn't make the cut. And today I'm going to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. Just wanted to thank you for spending some time with us. If you did it all, just a couple of minutes or just a couple hours, either one is kind of you. And learn more about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com.
I found what you were looking for.
What? What'd you
Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
It can only good happen. I need to write that down.
Nothing bad can happen.
It could only good
happen. That is definitely like you and your friends after 10 beers.
Yeah.
Coming up with ideas like nothing bad can happen.
Look, guys, what are you thinking? Nothing bad can happen. Only good happen.
It can only good happen.
Uh-huh. All right, let's see what we got here on the way out. We have just a couple of minutes. This is the latest on the ICE attack in Dallas. Here's Vice President J.D. Vance talking about the situation.
I don't know if you all have followed the news, and we're still learning a little bit about it. But what we know is that in Dallas, Texas, an ICE facility, an Immigrations and Customs Enforcement facility, was opened fire upon by a violent left-wing extremist, a person who wrote anti-ICE messaging on their bullets, and there's some evidence that we have that's not yet public, but we know this person was politically motivated. They were politically motivated to go after law enforcement. They were politically motivated to go after people who are enforcing our border. And I think
that's the vice president. He's speaking at some event with a bunch of police vehicles around him, so I'm assuming he's speaking to law enforcement in Concord, North Carolina, talking about the ICE attack that killed a couple of people, at least so far. They didn't kill any of the ICE officers that I guess they were targeting. They just ended up killing the illegal immigrants who were there.
Which, I mean, still kind of sad. Lives were lost.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. But the reason why I'm pointing that out is the person, if their target was these ICE officers, none of the ICE officers even got hurt. They just ended up killing the people that they were, I guess, in their own mind, there to help in some way. All right, that's enough on that front. Let's just see what else we have. Oh, Jimmy Kimmel's new monologue from his first night back is at 11 mil and climbing.
It's way past that. I think it's 17 now. Yeah.
No, really, that's a lot. That's a lot over on YouTube.
They don't have Nielsen ratings yet, but when I was looking for something else, I saw that headline.
Yeah. Let's see what else we have. Okay, we don't need that. And the case with Candace Owens and the First Lady of France, Brigitte Macron introduced photographic evidence that proves she's a woman, and they're challenging the evidence that she produced in court.
Who's challenging?
I'm imagining Candace Owens' attorneys, but this is what Polymarket says. That's sort of rolling around out there. People surfaced a Tylenol tweet from 2017 where Tylenol said on their official account, "We actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concerns today." That, of course, becoming much more interesting in the light of what happened last week with Tylenol. And we already talked about Theo Vaughn. That'll have to do it for today. Oh, the celebrity child who was out there was Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner's kid, who Violet Affleck was, I guess, at the UN giving a speech saying that everybody should still be wearing masks. They were wearing a mask. like wearing like an N95 mask. It says youth advocate. I don't have enough time to play it, unfortunately. But I guess she said all the adults are letting us down. The pandemic is still going on. We need to wear masks. A hard pass for me. Let's get out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Wednesday, September 24th, 2025. Let's see. I'm going to move over to the last one. Today I learned this guy right here. Meatloaf. That's right. Meatloaf himself. They were disparaging Meatloaf's name in chat earlier. I can't believe it.
How dare they? Ban them all.
What a great guy.
Free speech be damned.
And it was Meatloaf versus ABBA. And more people were choosing ABBA than Meatloaf. I'm going to pick Meatloaf.
Hell no. Meatloaf for days.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you tomorrow.